bye week before the bye. A non-conference loss to BYU, ending the undefeated season. Still undefeated in Mountain West Conference play for Brian Harson's team at 3-0 and the Mountain West. San Jose State will receive the opening kickoff. Late night in the South Bay. Ziegler will take it from the goal line for San Jose State. Ziegler tripped up as he crosses the 15-yard line, so will start at the 19 for San Jose State, led by their senior captain quarterback Josh Love, senior from Mission Viejo, California, Long Beach Poly High School. HC, he has taken a major leap in this his senior year.
He's done an incredible job of understanding protection. San Jose State was terrible last year protecting the quarterback, and a big reason why is the quarterback and the offensive line weren't often on the same page. That has changed this year, and it's made all the difference.
Only 8 sacks allowed this year by San Jose State. Broncos put early pressure on Love. He releases complete to the 23-yard line. Isaiah Hamilton fights his way to the 25. Good second effort from Hamilton for a gain of 7. Wickersham makes the tackle.
And there's a perfect example. The Broncos defense electing to bring a field blitz to start this game. Love recognizes it, throws behind the pressure, which is what he should do, and picks up a nice gain on first down.
Isaiah Holiness in the backfield with Josh Love. Holiness makes the grab, slips through for a first down. Holiness across the 35, and the true freshman from Redlands, California, moves the chains with a gain of 12.
This is going to be something we're going to see a lot of tonight. San Jose State would love to be able to run the football, but they've struggled mightily to do that. So one of the ways they do run the ball is what we just saw there with Holiness getting out on the perimeter.
Kyrie Robinson in the backfield now, and he'll take it on first down. So the first rush for Robinson goes for 10 plus out to the 50 in a hurry, and the Spartans get 13 on the ground. That is a rarity.
That is extreme rarity, but you see right there, Weaver misses the tackle. After this play, he gets up and touches his chest. He knows it's his job to close on that, to make that tackle. He misses it, and the Spartans are on the march. Man, that would be something if they could get that run game going. This gives them extreme confidence early.
Only 3 teams fewer rushing yards per game in the nation. Back to the air, Hamilton makes the grab. That's a gain of 9, and the Spartans are rolling down the field.
This is exactly what they wanted to do. We talked to Coach Brennan, the head coach here, about what was different about his team this year. The belief, going on the road, beating in Arkansas, going on the road a week ago to beat Army. They see themselves on tape playing good football, and that's exactly what you need against a team as quality as Boise.
Love, shovel, Robinson on the right side. He slips inside the 45-yard line. Another first down for San Jose State. Patada, that's Kyrie Robinson. That's another gain of 9. So the ground game all of a sudden shows up for San Jose State.
One of the things that San Jose State has done well is take deep shots. They're 4th in the conference for chunk plays, 42 on the season, a 20-plus. This is a perfect area on the field to target the end zone.
Flag down before first down. Got a false start on the right tackle, Osland. Our referee tonight is Cal McNeil.
Nothing worse to kill your momentum than having a penalty early, particularly when you start knocking on at least field goal range. For the first time all night, the Spartans are behind the sticks.
Love to the air, tipped away, incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Hamilton. That's Canijo in coverage. Canijo knocks it away.
He's one of their playmakers. Boise State this year only has 4 interceptions. Canijo has one of them. Extremely good tight coverage there. Perfectly in phase, which means basically in the hip pocket of the receiver, and knocks the ball away at the last minute. So from a play caller standpoint, Carter, you're thinking here it's 2nd and 15. You want to get at least half of this, 5 or 6 yards, to give you a chance on 3rd down.
Love, 2nd down. Here's your deep shot. Walker in zone, and it is Holden. 1st and goal, San Jose State. Now the question is, did he step out of bounds, or was he nudged out of bounds by the defender Williams? It's a gain of 36.
An incredible job coming back to the football, but keep your eye. Keep going, keep going. Right there. He's out of bounds right there. An incredible job of coming back for the football and concentrating on it. Now what they need to decide is whether or not he was pushed out and can clearly come back in and establish himself back in bounds. San Jose State trying to snap the ball, making a moot point. Brent Brennan running to call a timeout. The Spartans want to talk about it, and this may give the officiating crew time to look at this crucial play.
So Brent Brennan uses a timeout there prior to 1st and goal. Clearly they weren't organized, but there's no flag. But hat comes off from the head linesman, and in his judgment, because of no flag, Avery Williams is riding Walker out of bounds and therefore eligible to come back. A ranked on the road thrillers. Cincinnati survives against East Carolina. And now 21st ranked Boise State on the road late night at San Jose State. This was the last play from scrimmage, a 36-yard gain. But did Trey Walker, the wide receiver, go out of bounds? Avery Williams, the cornerback, the ruling is that Williams helped him get out of bounds and therefore legal catch, 36 yards. It's 1st and goal, San Jose State opening possession. Packer in the backfield along with Love. Packer will take it, stretching, and he will be short of the goal line, meaning 2nd and goal. AT, this has been an incredibly efficient opening drive for San Jose State.
It's exactly what the Spartans wanted to do, and what was remarkable about it is that they've been balanced. They found a way to establish the run on this early first drive, which is why they're sitting inside the 1-yard line. Combine that with Josh Love's big arm and ability to put the ball into a bucket, and the Spartans trying to go up here early on a pretty dang good defense.
9th play of the opening drive. Packer takes it again. 2nd and goal. Pushing, shoving. He is in for the touchdown. On the 2nd effort, maybe the 3rd effort for Dejon Packer. An opening drive touchdown for the Spartans.
What an incredible effort by Packer. This defense, Canijo firing right away, shows up first from the right side, then he gets hit by the middle linebacker, Benton Wickersham, but he keeps his legs driving. The rest of the team gets involved, and the Sparty is up 7-0 almost here. Pretty early. What an impressive first drive for this team, Carter.
It's only the 7th rushing touchdown that Boise State has allowed all year. Mercurio's PAT makes it 7-0. For those of you watching on CBSSports.com, our streaming coverage will conclude after the commercial break. We'll continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to CBSSportsNetwork.com/channel finder. Late night in the South Bay, college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Number 21, Boise State trails early against San Jose State. Carter Blackburn, Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell on the sideline. What an opening statement for the Spartans. I mean, they just rolled down the field for the touchdown.
We had a feeling coming to this game that it was going to be a good one, that San Jose State was coming in here pretty confident, and man, did they pick up where they left off a week ago, getting that impressive road victory against Army. It was the running game, Carter, here early in this first drive that really stood out. Josh Love, his ability to put the football downfield. Walker comes up with a huge catch, but it's Packer that uses the tremendous leg drive, that offensive line getting in there, willing his way into the end zone to give them the early 7-0 lead.
Statistically, one of the worst rushing teams in the nation, San Jose State. They get 23 on the opening drive, including the touchdown. Chris Wood kickoff. Fair catch. Called for at the 26, so they want to keep it away from John Hightower, the dangerous return man, as we take a look at our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Beginning on this side of the football with good news for Bronco fans. Hank Bachmeier is back, the true freshman from Murrieta, California, Inland Empire, east of Los Angeles. Hasn't played since the hip injury in the Hawaii game October 12. He's taken hits all year. The biggest question about the Boise State offense still, 7 games into the season, can they protect their talented freshman quarterback? He missed the BYU game, the lone Boise State loss. Bye week to get healthy. Bachmeier on first down. Complete. That is Hightower on the edge. Shelton there in coverage. Let's look at the rest of the starters for Boise State, and notable on the offensive line.
Yeah, no question. They've got some good ones up front. But keep your eye tonight on George Halani, number 24. He's the running back starting for Robert Mahone. You mentioned that offensive line, though, Carter. They are going to be key to the Broncos' success tonight on the ground.
On 2nd and 3, Bachmeier, quick release, and it's almost picked off the hands of Hightower. Ezel nearly had his 4th INT of the year. Interesting,
early on in the game against BYU a couple weeks ago, Hightower had a drop on 3rd down. That's a ball he should catch. He catches that 10 times, 20 times a day at practice. That's a concentration drop. You got to be better than that against a defense that knows how to pick the ball off.
San Jose State, there's only 4 teams worse on 3rd down. 3rd and 3, Bachmeier complete. Wide open, C.T. Thomas makes the grab, crossing the 50. Broncos easily convert on 3rd down. That's a gain of 22.
This was a very conservative cover 3 defense. Nice job just sitting inside the zone. This is what Bachmeier brings. He's decisive, he's accurate, and he moves the sticks.
Bachmeier under center with Halani behind him. Play action. Bachmeier in trouble. Dumps it. That is rolling, and it is incomplete. That was a very late incomplete pass signal as to see whether that was a fumble or incomplete, but it is incomplete with Fehoko bringing pressure.
I think that almost should have been intentional grounding, and now the late flag comes out. Bachmeier was not outside the tackle box. There was no receiver near him.
Our referee, Cal McNeil, microphone not working right now, but that is definitely intentional grounding. That's the call. And so bring it back to the 45. Loss of down.
Great job of putting pressure in Bachmeier's face early. Now it's Boise State that's behind the sticks.
Loss of 13. Back to the 45. Bachmeier on 2nd and long. Plenty of time. Complete across the 40-yard line. He finds Thomas again. And so you're back to 3rd and semi-manageable. Toll-free there on the stop as we look at the Spartan defensive starters.
Well, when you're watching the football tonight, unfortunately, the Spartans are going to be out for them in the first half of Jesse Asuna. So it's going to be Hadari Darden, number 41, who's going to be replacing him. But Asuna's the type of player you need here in a 3rd down play, trying to get yourself off the field.
On 3rd and 7, Bachmeier pressured and sacked at the 45-yard line. There comes the pressure, and it's Kyle Harmon, the sophomore inside linebacker, who gets the sack to force 4th down and a punt.
They bring some pressure off this bottom right-hand side. Just beats the right tackle. Just a great rush, stabbing, gets underneath his pads, uses his leverage and pass protection, even with the bye week and Bachmeier back. Problematic once again.
Velasquez has had issues punting. Bailey Gaither is back for San Jose State. Velasquez hangs this one high. Gaither comes all the way up to make the grab at the 23-yard line. It is a 22-yard punt. Seven-0 Spartans with the football. We check in with Jenny Dell.
Well, Carter, as you've seen, we have Hank Bachmeier back for Boise, but it's not all good news for the Broncos. They're without starting running back Robert Mahone and also starting safety Keikoa Nawahine. They're both out. They suffered knee injuries last week against BYU. A new addition to the injury report, left guard John Molcon is also out with a leg injury. Now, for San Jose State, their best pass rusher, Jesse Osuna, is missing the first half of tonight's game. Guys, he is serving a targeting suspension from last week against Army.
And Jenny, those are all big missing pieces, consequential in this football game, and clearly advantage San Jose State. They opening drive touchdown, get the Broncos punt. Ryan Harsin now in his 6th season coaching his alma mater. He was part of the 9 a.m. game here between Boise State and San Jose State as an assistant. Robinson's in the backfield with Josh Love. Robinson will take it as the Spartans try to establish a ground game as we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups on this side of the ball. Beginning with Josh Love, the senior from Mission Viejo, California. Played for Antonio Pierce at Long Beach Poly. The big jump this year. He had 21 INTs his first 3 seasons, only 3 this year. Big reason why Spartans have won 4 games. Told us yesterday he just got tired of losing. Whole team. Love protected. There's a flag down. Maybe protected too well because looked like holding.
Holding. Number 7. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Still haven't figured out the microphone for Cal McNeil tonight, but you get the point. Holding.
He's going to be on this right side of the defensive line. That was friendly fire there. Everybody got their legs just tied up against each other.
That foul's declined. Third down.
Okay.
Good clarification there.
First third down for San Jose State, meaning they went 9 plays down the field, touchdown against the Broncos, and didn't face a third down.
They were explosive, extremely balanced. Here's their first challenge of the night.
On 3rd and 6, heavy pressure. Love hit as he throws, but delivers incomplete for a first down. And the Spartans convert on 3rd. It's Derek Deese Jr., son of the former 49er offensive lineman who moves the chains.
And it's Curtis Weaver coming from this right part of the screen that hits Love right as he throws the football. But I know Derek Deese, and his son's a lot like him. That was a great job of concentrating, getting down, picking up that football, and moving the sticks. Extending drives is a key factor for this Spartan offense tonight.
Love fakes the toss, incomplete, off the hands of Deese. Down the seam.
Just when you love them up.
Yeah, that's right. As we take a look at the rest of the starters for San Jose State and a much improved offensive line.
Yeah, they certainly are better up front, and we've seen Robinson so far tonight making plays, but this group coached by Joe Bernardi, the understanding of the protection schemes by Josh Love, critical here.
Robinson will take it and drop for a loss in the backfield, and it was blown up in a hurry by David Moa. First opportunity to take a look at the Boise State defensive starters, including the Moa Constrictor.
Well, we already have talked about Curtis Weaver, seeing him off the outside edge. Riley Wimpy's a heck of a playmaker at that middle backer position, but David Moa, the vocal leader, often mirrors the coach's messages. When he speaks, the entire defense listens, so getting him fired up early always seems to spark this defense. Another big challenge because of that tackle for loss here on 3rd down.
3rd and 14, they're all coming now. Love, complete, Walker on the outside. Broncos brought them all, and Love and Walker combined to beat the blitz.
Walker's the leading receiver on this team for a reason. Love really appreciates what he is. He looks, he delivers. That's the decisiveness of Love. Him and Walker being on the same page, throwing the back shoulder for the first down.
Spartans cross into Boise State territory again. Flag is down.
Ball start, number 56. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Kyle Hoppy, the center, who they called that on. A lot of times when you're playing a defense that has some moving pieces, you're trying to locate and identify the mic so you know which way to block the run or the protection. But it's Hoppy's job to know what the snap count's on This Boise defense is too good, and the Spartans are playing too well offensively to once again set themselves behind the sticks unnecessarily.
So 1st and 15. Long pressure to get. Oh, that's a bad-looking collision. Hatada goes down over the middle.
Oh man.
Yeah, Hatada's down. After a big hit over the middle.
Hatada was in space on a fire zone. Almost intercepts the football, but he and Walker make tremendous contact, and you see.
Thankfully, Hatada, I mean, back up on his feet, headed back to the Boise State sideline, because that sounded and looked like a potentially bad one, but thankfully Chase Hatada headed to the Boise State sideline.
And oftentimes that's more scary than it is impactful, and you just kind of have to take a second to gather yourself, make sure all your bits and pieces are where they're supposed to be. But knowing Hatada and his resiliency, he'll be back on this field pretty quickly.
Dimitri Washington, redshirt freshman, takes his spot at defensive end with Hatada on the sideline. So now it's 2nd and 15. Screen, read beautifully. It is incomplete. Incomplete pass blown up in a hurry by Jordan Happel.
What Boise State's doing is bringing pressure right in the face of Love off the outside edge. They roll the coverage to the tight end there, Foley, forcing Love to throw the football quickly. The Spartans have to do a better job of slide protecting and giving Love a little bit of time. If they're blitzing like that, that means they're in man coverage, a perfect opportunity to take a deep shot.
Happel starting in place of Keikoa Nawahine. You heard the report from Jenny, out for the game. Love 3rd and 15. Wide open, complete. It's Deese who makes the grab again inside the 25. There's a bust by the Broncos, and Deese gets 21.
Here he is right here. He's just going to come out and run a corner route. Good job of protection, particularly by the running back, Dejon Packer, helping out there. Deese just finds a hole in the zone, and the Spartans are on the march.
10th play of the drive. They had a 9-play opening touchdown, and now 10 plays here. Walker driven down. Canijo leads the Bronco defenders. Well, Britt Brennan, when talked to him yesterday, it's, boy, congratulations, your team played so well against Army and at Army, and what a mature win that was. And it's like, oh, please, please, please. We've got enough on our plate right now with Boise State, but the improvement has been terrific. After 3 wins in the first 2 seasons, they're not just the 4 wins, but they're playing better football in every aspect.
We put the tape on, and it's night and day. The Boise staff said it's night and day. What he's done is remarkable.
Hatada back in the game, 2nd and 10. Pass complete. Walker on the edge. Walker wrestled down by Canijo, but he still picks up 8, maybe 9. Make it 3rd and short.
The difference this year from last year with Josh Love, to me, is his decisiveness. He knows where to go with the football, but he also has a tremendous understanding of the pass protections. The combinations of those two, the 2nd year underneath this offense, you can tell he feels comfortably, and he's back there dealing.
3rd and 1. Packer, who had the touchdown, takes it on 3rd and 1. Second effort, driving again. This time he gets to the 15. That looked a lot like the touchdown run as Packer fights Canijo and gets the first down to the 15. A chance to tell you that tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. So the Red Zone numbers for San Jose State, 54% touchdown percentage. Have to be better than that.
Got to be better than that. It's 9th in the Mountain West Conference as far as touchdown goes. Against Army, they were 6 for 6, Carter, but only 2 touchdowns. Not going to be good enough tonight against Boise.
Love on 1st and 10. Quick release, bobbled and incomplete. Packer out of the backfield, couldn't hang on.
Packer had to contort his body there to try to make the catch. If you're the quarterback, you got to put it right on the hip. He was trying to do a pirouette and a 360. But if you're Packer, you have to try to make this catch. And once again, the ball's a little bit behind him. San Jose State trying to get the ball to their playmakers out in space in lieu of a perimeter run game.
It's amazing. 14th play of this drive. Now they had a 99-yard drive versus San Diego State. Love, 2nd and 10. Pressured again. Back shoulder complete. Holiness makes the grab. 1st and goal, San Jose State.
This is just going to be out of the backfield, a simple wheel route, but it turns into a back shoulder throw. Him and Holiness exactly on the same page, and this is what you want. One-on-one coverage with Riley Wimpy, the will linebacker. You'll take that matchup all day long.
1st and goal. Love will keep it and dive for a touchdown. Spartan up. An early 2-touchdown lead on Boise State. The first TD drive goes 9 plays. This one 15 plays, 76 yards. The second career rushing touchdown for Josh Love.
Avery Williams with bad eyes coming off that outside edge. Josh Love tried to run that play a week ago against Army, got stuffed, but not here tonight.
Mercurio's PAT. Spartan pride, San Jose pride. San Jose's own, the Doobie Brothers.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By Verizon, the network more people rely on. And by Chick-fil-A's new mac and cheese. It's both cheesy and crispy on top. Need we say more?
San Jose State has never beaten Boise State. And the Spartans, who are just 1-3 in the Mountain West, have had a terrific start. Touchdown drives on the first 2 possessions, including a 15-play TD drive. That is exactly what Brent Brennan was looking for from his offense.
And that last drive, despite 2 negative plays and a penalty, it almost seemingly didn't matter what San Jose State did. It was going to be successful. 9 minutes time of possession so far, and 14 points.
Chris Wood kickoff. Be taken by one of the Bronco up men. Clearly, they're not going to let Hightower beat them as. Take a look at who's best in the West, brought to you by Best Western. So Boise State and San Diego State both out of the Mountain West in the top 25, and Air Force is out of conference, but big win over Army today as well.
They certainly did, and had some fun on social media after that win as well. Boise State is in the driver's seat, the only undefeated team in the Mountain West Conference. They're the leaders in the West, but they're in a dogfight right now.
Hank Bachmeier, the true freshman quarterback, and a handoff Holani, a true freshman running back from Bellflower, California, and he gets just a couple. So this is Boise State's second offensive possession. And I mean, it's early, but to say you've limited the touches, you're nearing 3 minutes, and this is just second down on the second possession by Boise State.
Before this drive started, Boise State, because of the sack, had -18 rushing yards. I'm glad to see they're trying to get the big boys up front warmed up. The run game going to be critical when you're on the road.
Bachmeier on 2nd and 7. Now will be Holani picking his way. He is stood up and driven back. Kyle Harmon makes the tackle to force 3rd down. So George Holani, who was averaging over 5 yards per carry for Boise State, but it has not been a one player who's probably going to crack that 1,000-yard streak this year. 18.
Yeah, that streak's going to come to an end, but luckily for Boise, they're one of the best in the Mountain West in this situation on 3rd down. Kind of feels like they got to convert here because San Jose State's feeling it.
Holani motions out, 3rd and 2. Bachmeier, time to throw, covered down the field, so Bachmeier pressured. Bachmeier takes the sack on 3rd down. Aguayo finishes it off on Bachmeier. Spartans are bringing the heat despite the fact Jesse Osuna not playing in this first half. That's their 3rd sack.
Fajoko over the right tackle initially gets the pressure. Everybody's covered there. Nowhere to go with the football. Bachmeier realizes that, but Fehoko gets there first. The rest of the defense responds, and once again, a 3-and-out for Boise State. The Spartans are humming.
Velasquez, 22-yard punt last time. Gaither backs up. Fair catch has this one at the 15. San Jose State, 14-0, dominating the Broncos, but it's early. That man invented the wave. Crazy George Henderson, AT.
I remember watching Crazy George as a kid in the bleacher seats at A's games when I was a kid. Grew up on MacArthur Boulevard there in Oakland till I was about 8. Unbelievable.
CBS Sports Network brings you some election night action from the gridiron as Kent State takes on Toledo Tuesday at 7 Eastern, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. They may be doing the wave in Toledo during that game. And I tell you, they've been waving bye-bye to Brian Kobach. Defenses have a lot this year. 123 rushing yards a game. Action on Tuesday night with the Rockets.
Good rushers on there. How about Chuba Howard, though, from Oklahoma State? That dude has been ridiculous. Oklahoma State getting a nice win today as well.
Look at the play differential. I mean, everything is tilted towards San Jose State in this first quarter. Love on first down. Quick release incomplete. Missing Foley. Let's check with Jenny Dow.
Well, David Moa, the leader of this Boise State defense, was motivating his team, who's saying Love's getting the ball out quicker than expected, so try to get your hands up quicker, guys. Telling his teammates there's a lot of game left, boys. Plenty of time to make this ours.
That's a great point, Jenny, and one of the things to watch, this coaching staff for San Jose State will notice that they'll start to press the receivers like we're seeing here. A great opportunity to get some double moves and, again, take some deep shots.
So after that motivation, ooh, the defense lays a lick on Robinson. A big pop. Wickersham comes up and gets that stop to force third down. So Bronco defense stiffening.
Wickersham doing a nice job at that middle linebacker position. Ezekiel Noah, their leading tackler, filled that spot earlier in the season. That's the sort of flowing to the football that this coaching staff expects out of this team in white.
4 for 4 on third down. They all came on the last drive for San Jose State.
Field pressure.
Love on 3rd and 8. Pressure picked up. Deep shot and incomplete. There's the big play. Receiver Bailey Gaither. He has had huge TDs all year, including a 60-yarder at Nevada. Williams there in coverage.
Gaither pushes off there right at the end. It looked like he almost decelerated a little bit in the middle of that run. Had he kept running, maybe could have come up with that football, but clearly just outside of his reach. And the first third down in 5 tries for this Boise State defense, getting themselves off the field.
Gallen, grad transfer from Yale, hits it at the 5. Beautiful. Williams has to back up, holds it in right around the 30-yard line. Now can the Spartans get down and cover? No flags, and Williams is going to bring it back inside the 40-yard line. Williams inside the 20. Avery Williams tiptoeing. He's in. Touchdown, Avery Williams. "66-yard punt return for TD for Avery Williams."
Got to make sure Williams stayed in bound here. The line judge right there looks good. What an incredible playmaker. Just the thing that Boise State needed to get themselves back in the game. And look at this formation here. Maybe a little bit of razzle-dazzle as they celebrate with Williams. Broncos going to elect to kick the PAT, but that is the exact sort of spark play they needed to get themselves basically woken up and get back in this ball game.
After the 14-0 start in the closing seconds of the first quarter, the defense finally gets a stop, forces a punt, and Williams brings it all the way back. Sacks on for the PAT. 7 on the board now for Boise State. It was all perfect for the Spartans until Avery Williams.
Spooky Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Did you hear that? Someone's in the house. a skinny post. Go State. Oh, it's a State fan. Oh.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
This guy.
Broncos on the board without much from the offense yet. 66-yard return for Avery Williams.
This is a classic case of out punting your coverage. The ball was a low line drive, which gives Williams the ball in his hands and allows his blockers to get downfield and start to set those blocks up. Then it just becomes basically a running play where everybody's hustling, and Williams showing gratitude for the first touchdown of the night, something desperately needed by his club.
Velasquez kickoff. Ziegler, who had a 46-yard return in the win at Army. Ziegler brings it back across the 20 to the 23-yard line, and that's 20 on the return there from Ziegler. And you give the football back to the San Jose State offense, led by Josh Love, which touchdowns on the first 2 drives. Third career punt return for a touchdown for Avery Williams, the last 2 years ago at San Diego State.
Special teams, the third phase, only about 18% of total snaps in a football game, but they often prove to be difference makers, as we just saw.
Robinson in the backfield with Love. They'll take it on first down. Nothing there. Broncos playing markedly better defense. In fact, Mo was going to get a tackle for loss to end the first quarter. So San Jose State jumps out 14-0 with a pair of touchdown drives. Avery Williams finally puts the Broncos on the board. College football on CBS Sports Network. Presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Time in San Jose, California. MC Hammer in the house for Spartans versus Broncos.
A worldwide legend. And unbeknownst to us, that one of the coaches here, the running back coach, Alonzo Carter, started out as a background dancer for MC Hammer back in the day. The two have stayed close. But MC Hammer, he's the pioneer of the pop rap mashup, Carter.
Oh, I mean, it is a friendship that is too legit to quit.
But it was great talking with Coach Carter yesterday, man. He said, hey, he's as happy for me and what I'm doing for football as I was happy for him in music. We've stayed friends. It's beyond what each of us has done for a living. It's about people. He's good people. Was there for some meaningful moments for him. It's one of the great relationships that sports and music often provide.
Love Gaither. Did he haul it in? Yes, he did. So Alonzo was breaking it out. Now this was absolutely every song that played, not just Hammer in pregame warm-up. Although yes, we did get Hammer in pregame, but yeah, Alonzo and MC Hammer. That's really cool.
I mean, when you're a diva, you're a diva. And Coach Carter's a diva. He feels that he's just got to go.
I mean, I don't want to say starstruck, but it's pretty cool having Hammer in the house. Love, deep shot, downfield, jump ball won by Trey Walker. Goes up to get it over Canijo.
What an incredibly well-located ball and extremely well-timed to go up and high-point it by Walker. As bad as San Jose State's been on third downs this year, again, they're tied for 4th in the Mountain West Conference with chunk plays with 42. And a big reason why is because Trey Walker can go up and get it. 91
receiving yards already for Trey Walker. Love going to take another shot in the air. Walker again. Why not? This one's incomplete and knocked away. I mean, when Walker makes a play like that, you go right back to him. It's incomplete.
That time it was Markel Reed in defense, but good pocket presence that time allows Love to step up. That's a ball that Walker should have caught. And excuse me, that was Pierce that time in defense, but that ball hits Walker in the face. He's got to catch that one.
Pierce played at Long Beach Poly with Josh Love. And now Love. Robinson catches it out of the backfield, run down by Benton Wickersham. The forcing third down.
What they're doing is bringing pressure off that outside edge and leaving Wickersham one-on-one with Robinson out of the backfield. It's just a field pressure blitz. It's clear that the strategy Boise State is using tonight to get this Spartan offense off their game is to bring pressure into the face of a quarterback who's found some pretty good success when they've done it.
So after the drop by Robinson, 3rd and 10, Broncos show pressure up the middle. And then back off. Love delivers again. Back shoulder. Walker holds it in. Move the chains. 1st and 10. Tyler in coverage. This time it's a gain of 16.
He's just killing them with the back shoulder throws. Beautifully located football. Gets that right foot down. And this Spartan offense is torching this defensive backfield for Boise State. That time he was in jam press coverage. They're trying to disrupt the timing, but they're unsuccessful.
Already over 100 rushing yards. Here's a reverse. Hamilton. Weaver running him down and drop for a loss. So the Broncos sniff it out. Good pursuit from Curtis Weaver. Wimpy finishes it off. That's a loss of 4 on the reverse.
Well, it's hard to out Boise State. Curtis Weaver that time with great eyes stays home. He missed the tackle coming off the outside edge earlier in the run game. That time he's disciplined, and it's another tackle for loss for the Spartans.
Spartans 2 touchdown drives to get it started. 3 and out, led to the punt return for a touchdown. Now driving again. Love hit as he throws over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended for Billy Bob Humphrey. Jordan Happel.
That time Wimpy came from that second level and leveled the quarterback. Boise State is going all out for their blitzes. That was a cross dog. They came over to the play side of the field trying to overload that side of the pressure. Gets hit right as he throws the football away. And now a 3rd down, the 9th play of this drive for this Spartan offense.
Love on 3rd down. Slip caught. Big hit. Gaither holds it in. The big hit comes from Markel Reed, true freshman corner from Temple, Texas. But Gaither makes the catch.
Nice pop that time by Markel Reed. An excellent job by Boise State bending but not breaking, getting down here inside the red zone, forcing the Spartans to try to kick a field goal.
Mercurio has made 10 straight. This one from 35.
4 for 4 last week against Army.
Mercurio makes it 11 straight. A night full of celebrities here in San Jose, California. It is hammer time. And Crazy George knows just what to do. Next Saturday, the best game from the best conference is also the biggest game of the college football season, when #1 LSU takes on #2 Alabama. It all starts with a drive to Atlanta at 2:30 Eastern. The SEC is on CBS. The matchup to keep an eye on: Joe Burrow, your Heisman frontrunner, against an Alabama pass defense which has been elite.
It has been elite, and it started out a little shaky. A lot of freshmen on that defense for Alabama this year, 6 true freshmen early on. But this is the epic matchup that we've all been waiting for. Who can be the best in the West? How about Joe Burrow? He is almost assuredly guaranteed a trip to New York City for the Heisman if he can find a way to beat the pesky Tuscaloosa Tigers. Crimson.
Oh, loose football. It's fumbled. Who's on top? Looks like Boise State. Locker gets back on top of the football. He lost it and then got back on top of it to avoid a disaster on the kickoff for Boise State.
Disaster is right. So lucky to jump back on that football. The football gods smiling brightly on the Broncos for this recovery.
This is just the 10th offensive snap for Boise State tonight. Bachmeier completes CT Thomas.
Great
Thomas
tackle.
is dropped. That'll be a tackle for loss. Jay Leonard, the free safety from Beaumont, Texas, on the stop. Spartans have been great defensively.
It's been amazing what they've done. These last 2 games, the amount of pressure that they put on the quarterback. 5 sacks against Army, but it's been Fehoko and Harmon, and Fehoko again. 3 sacks early on in this game. Boise State has minus 14 rush yards because of that pressure. Take a look at this, Carter. First 7 games, 7 sacks. The last 2, 8 and counting.
It's amazing. 10 plays, 4 tackles for loss by San Jose State. Bachmeyer 2nd and 11, delivers, dragging, and it is caught, short gain. Pistone, no, they're going to say it's incomplete. So Pistone comes up with the football, but it's incomplete. And now 3rd and 11, and nothing is going right for the Boise State offense.
It certainly is not. You see Bachmeyer step up into the throw, but he's met right as Pistone is trying to catch the football. The defender has his hands there and knocks it away. Can the Spartans get pressure again?
Here they come. Blocked up, Bachmeyer heaves downfield. Hightower has it across the 50. John Hightower holds it in to convert on 3rd and 11. It's a gain of 23.
What an incredible route this time by John Hightower. Fakes like he's coming inside, turns it into a corner route, and completely turns around the defender for the Spartans. That's just the sort of play you need if you're Boise, to kind of settle yourself down, catch your breath, reintegrate your run game, and start to operate efficiently.
Minus 14 rushing yards so far for the Broncos. Bachmeyer to the air again. Deep shot. Looking for Hightower again. He holds it in through the hands of a defender, and Hightower brings it in. 1st and goal, Boise State. What a grab by Hightower.
Brandon Ezell, number 12, his eyes were big. This should have been an interception, but he misses it. He does not catch it, but because of the concentration of Hightower, who sees it, it's in Ezell's hands, but Hightower takes it away and moves the sticks. This is one of the best intercepting defenses in the country, and they just came up short.
64 yards on the last 2 catches by John Hightower. 1st and goal, handoff, Halani stood up at the 5, 2nd and goal. Aguayo leads away.
Red zone's been a little bit of a challenge for the Broncos this season. Only 57% touchdowns when they get down here. That's 6th best in the Mountain West Conference. Against BYU, they were 4 for 5 with 3 touchdowns, but they missed a field goal as well. With the way this game's going, the Broncos certainly are thinking touchdown here. With Bachmeyer under center, they certainly have that capability.
Spartans have 4 red zone takeaways this year. Bachmeyer toss. Halani puts it on the ground, scoops it up. Halani manages to recover the fumble, and still going to be a loss as Aguayo stops him. 3rd and goal as Halani couldn't hang on the toss weak.
This had a chance to be a touchdown. It's a naked pitch taking advantage of a defense that fast flows. Halani can't field the football. It's a couple lost yardage plays. Now you're looking at 3rd down here, marching the wrong direction.
Nearly another red zone takeaway for San Jose State. Boise State's best offensive possession of that. The only touchdown was on the punt return.
Got a Killian Butler there at the top of the screen. C.T. Thomas next to him.
Bachmeyer motions Shakir out on 3rd and goal. Bachmeyer draw. He will reach for the goal line. He is shoved back. He is short. And the Spartans stop Bachmeyer, and the Broncos at the goal line on 3rd and goal. Jay Leonard stops Bachmeyer. Broncos are on the field for now. And here comes a jumbo package as Brian Harsin is going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 1.
If you leave your feet, you got to get across the goal line, but just an excellent job that time by the Spartans, particularly by Leonard to get it. I love the fact that Boise's doing this on the road. They've struggled to run the football. This is a must-have situation for the Broncos, and they're going for it. I love it.
4th and goal from the 1. Bachmeyer under center. Halani has it, and he reaches in for the touchdown. Boise State on 4th and goal from the 1. Halani gets it in for the first offensive score for the Broncos.
An excellent job to end this drive. The replacement for Jesse Asuna, Hadari Darden, coming off that outside edge, can't get there. And the true freshman, George Halani, the leading rusher, who's so appreciative to even be at Boise State, comes up big here on the road when they needed it.
Second TD, had a 40-yarder in the fourth that reverses Hawaii. And now here on the road at San Jose State. PAT from Sachs is good. So they went to Hightower on third down for a gain of 23. Went back to him for a gain of 41 to set up first and goal. And on fourth and goal, Halani takes it in. Touchdown, Boise State. After the 14-0 start by the Spartans, the Broncos got back in the game. College basketball tips off on CBS Sports Network Tuesday night at 10:30 Eastern. Mountain West powerhouse Nevada looks to prove they're a force to be reckoned with when they welcome Utah on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Steve Alford now coaching the Nevada Wolfpack. First season Nevada head coach. UCLA was the last stop, but previously coached in the Mountain West Conference at New Mexico. It's Nevada versus Utah to tip off the season. Carter Blackburn, Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell. Joel Velasquez kickoff. Ziegler takes it near the goal line. Ziegler gets across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, Carter, Josh Love had a better October than any quarterback in college football. Last month, he ranked first in passing yards. He told me his preparation went up another level, crediting his coaching staff, saying he's now comfortable and confident with the offense. He also mentioned that so much of the sport is mental. This year, the Spartans started meeting with sports psychologist Charlie Tadero. Love sits down with him twice a week, and he's seen a real significant shift in his attitude and mindset. He told me it's helped with football, school, everyday life. It's taught him how to respond versus react. And guys, he's even found different visual points in the stadium to focus on if he starts feeling overwhelmed on game days.
Here he is on 1st and 10. Love rolling, completing Gaither.
I love that story, Jenny, and I was really intrigued with that conversation that we had with Josh Love because of the prevalence that mental health and mindset is starting to have in this sport. Mental health is health, so players are finally starting to realize it. And it's like processing power for your brain. If you have too many windows open, you can't make enough decisions or make the right decisions, those sort of things. So working with a mindset coach has really helped him to slow the game down by emptying his brain out, and it seems to be working.
That one's incomplete, but the point still stands. It's been all... Flag is down. It has been a dramatic shift this year for Josh Love and for San Jose State football. I mean, what Brian Harsin said was 100 times better than last year on film.
You turn it on, it looks night and day. You can't even believe that it's almost the same team, particularly defensively, how aggressive they've been.
Obviously, still problems with Cal McNeil, referee, but looked like there is no flag picked up. So it's just an incompletion. And, I mean, forget about Reggie Jackson. Josh Love, Mr. October.
He's been killing it, man. He's so decisive. Does a great job on the intermediate to short throws, especially in the middle of the field. He knows where he wants to go with the football, and he gets it there accurately in a hurry.
MC Hammer's going to come up here and whip me for talking smack about Reggie Jackson. That's complete. It's Crump who makes the grab, and it is first down, San Jose State. Happel there in coverage. Spartans convert.
There's Josh Love slinging the football, but look where he locates it. That's the only spot on the football field he can throw that football to give his receiver an opportunity. Here it is on the outbreaking route. It's actually really good coverage, but because of the accurate throw by Love, it's a conversion.
And it looks like this one's going to go to review. So our replay official, J. Bruce Bain, will make sure that this is a catch.
Crump comes back to the football. That's critical, and where it's thrown, possesses it, has his left hand. The ball can touch the ground as long as you're maintaining possession, which clearly Crump demonstrates there. I think the call on the field is going to be confirmed.
That is a catch. You can understand why they wanted to take a look at it.
No question.
But slight bobble, maintain control, that's still a catch.
But his ability, Crump, to come back and angle back into the football, basically body presences himself away from Jordan Happel, who's in pretty good coverage. What I'm noticing, Carter, is Boise State is starting to know that this football's coming out quickly. So the DBs are biting on all these short underneath routes. At some point, something's got to give there. Either they're going to pick one off or Josh Love's going to be able to take advantage of it, double move some guys, and hit them up over the top again.
So you're calling Sluggo touchdown at some point for the Spartans.
I love that you love the Sluggo play.
The Sluggo is our referee, Cal McNeil, we've had trouble with the microphone so far tonight. Now, well, at some point we'll get this call from Cal McNeil, as coordinated from our replay official, J. Bruce Vane. You and I both think this is a catch.
Crump maintained control. The football hit the ground. It moved a little bit. The rule book clearly states that it can if you maintain and are demonstrating possession, which he did all the way through the catch. The fact that it touched the football ground after, to me, he had established control is the deciding factor on why this should be confirmed as a catch.
Here's the call. They're going to call it incomplete. And we both disagree with this.
I couldn't disagree more with that. Said the ball hit the ground in the process of the catch. I couldn't disagree more. Crump, great concentration, looking that ball into his hands. Both hands around it. The ground hits it. But he's got his right hand. That ball is pressed tightly against his body. MC Hammer saying, man, those officials need to quit because that wasn't too legit.
Let's I mean, so you can touch this.
Apparently, the football can't touch.
I motion MC Hammer becomes our new replay official. That would be, I'm not sure what the budget would be on getting MC Hammer to review all of our calls tonight, but I'm all in favor of it.
Broncos got a break there.
All right. Bronco football down by 3.
Timeout on the field.
CBS Sports celebrates the 150th anniversary of college football, presented by IZOD, as we look at an epic 2013 game between 16th ranked Fresno State, San Jose State. David Fales, Derek Carr combined for over 1,000 passing yards and 12 touchdowns. Fales goes for 547. San Jose State outduels the Bulldogs 62-52. And consequential, because that is San Jose State's last win versus a ranked opponent in 2013. Amazingly, the last time they've had back-to-back wins 5 years ago.
That's incredible. It's almost really hard to believe that that's the case. 2 wins a couple years ago, only 1 win a year ago, 4 so far this year and counting. They've got the lead here. See if they can maintain it.
0-13 all-time versus Boise State. Bachmeier stepping up in the pocket. Bachmeier, I mean, that's almost another sack. Cade Hall gets the stop, but that's indicative of the pressure the Spartans have brought even without Jesse Osuna.
But it's also because of the back end. There was nowhere for Bachmeier to throw the football, but credit the concert, the complementary football, the back end working together with the front end. That technically wasn't a sack, but for all intents and purposes, it was.
1 yard gain, which is a huge positive for the Boise State ground game. They're -6 right now?
Yeah, they're heading in the right direction, but slowly.
This is Van Buren, Andrew Van Buren. Best run of the night for Boise State. Gets to near the 50. Van Buren, the sophomore. It's just his 24th carry this year, but the Broncos without Robert Mahone tonight. So Holani and Van Buren carrying the loaded running back.
That was a great run that time. Just a counter play, pulling the backside tackle, or excuse me, guard and tight end, getting up, creating double teams on the play side. Boise would love to dial that back up, as that's one of their bread and butter plays.
At gain of 8, longest rush of the night. Bachmeier hands off again. Van Buren has enough to move the chains, get a first down, and a second push takes him to the 44-yard line. Leonard finally finishes it off. And this is what Brian Harsin said they wanted to do tonight. Get back to physical run game, pounding it. Clearly has not happened until this drive.
This is the worst rushing defense in the Mountain West Conference, giving up 236 yards per game, over 17 rushing touchdowns this season. Boise's got to find a way to be able to run it.
Butler goes in motion. Van Buren dropped by Aguayo. Gain of 1 yard. I mean, the numbers for San Jose State, there's only 5 teams worse in FBS rush yards per game. And yet, just like you said, I mean, Boise State has not been able to run the ball against them in this first half.
And they really haven't been able to run the ball well against most people this year. 5th in the Mountain West, only 168 yards per game, just over 4 yards per carry. That's not anything like we've seen over the years, but they were pretty good in the second half a couple weeks ago. Van
Buren gets a couple more. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Ezel makes the stop.
Carter, I tell you, San Jose State's been pretty woeful against the run. Teams are rushing the football 51 times a game against them. It's last in the FBS because they know they're going to get some positive yardage, so they just try to shove it down their throat. Yet Boise struggling. Big 3rd down here.
Only 13 rushing yards. They were -7 at the beginning of this drive. Bachmeier rolling on 3rd and 6. Pressured out of the pocket. Downfield. Tipped it. Picked off. Brandon Ezel has his 4th interception of the season. And the Spartans take it away from the Broncos late in the second quarter.
Takeaways is what this defense does best. Bachmeier flushed out of the pocket, throws the football up into harm's way, thinks he's got to play, but just an incredible job of turning around by Ezel, making the one-handed catch, reaches out with that left hand, brings his right off of his helmet, secures that left foot down, falls to the ground, and Sparty back in business.
First interception thrown by Bachmeier since the September 14th game versus Portland State. And another remarkable takeaway by San Jose State, the 14th INT of the season. Love, first down, pressured, hit as he throws, releases Walker, somehow holds it in, keeps his feet, and now Walker goes rolling across the 35, across the 40. That's back-to-back near miraculous plays by the Spartans. One on defense to get the football, and Walker to haul it in.
Boise's defensive line can't play this any better. They got home, but Walker's great concentration, the one-handed grab, and then having the wherewithal to stay on his feet and continue to run. This was immediate pressure. Love's hit right as he's thrown, steps up to avoid the first sack, and then it's all Walker making things happen.
How about the jab step there on Wickersham? 130 yards in the first half for Walker. That's nearly picked by Wimpy, intended for the tight end Humphreys.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Boise State is sniffing that this ball is going to come out quick. So what that means is the defenders are triggering to the underneath routes. At some point, again, something's got to give. Wimpy almost intercepted that one. Love's got to be careful with that football.
Bachmeier after just his 4th INT thrown this year. Reminder, true freshman. Yes, he missed 1 game, but only the 4th INT thrown. Love gonna hand off. Packer. Nothing much doing on the left side for Dejon Packer to put you in 3rd down. 3 minutes to go. Weaver and Louis. Here's a consequential 3rd down, both for the Spartan drive and also Boise State getting the football back and a chance to take the lead before the half.
Boise State has all 3 timeouts, just under 3 minutes, so your importance of this third down that you just pointed out couldn't be any more true. This offense, when it's humming, has the playmakers to go down here and score. When you consider the fact that they get the ball to start this second half, you can't overstate the importance of this third down.
4 third down conversions on the 15-play TD drive. Only 1 since.
No pressure, rush 3.
3rd and 8. Love pumps, takes a shot. Gaither goes up to grab it and convert on 3rd and 8. Bailey Gaither goes up on Canijo to make the grab, and the Spartans rolling again.
Gaither does a nice job of coming back to the football. You'll see Canijo right here. Go ahead, stop it. Here he is right here. He's going to come back. There's a little bit of a slip by both of these guys, and Gaither's right here. Canijo slips, and he's able to go up and get the football. That is great job of finding the holes in the zones, pitching and catching to convert that much-needed third down.
Gain of 19 on 3rd and 8. Love pressured by Weaver, delivers, completes again. Gaither this time. He'll take it down to the 16-yard line. Walker there in coverage. Love fires that in with Weaver bearing down on him. That one's 21.
Things couldn't be going better for San Jose State right now. They're coming back, quick hitters, throwing those quick slants, getting inside the defenders. Boise seems shell-shocked, but the last time that they were down here, they found a way to force a field goal. They'd love to be able to do that again. Considering that this is the short end of the field and there's not much behind them, I expect Boise to bring some pressure here to try to force the errant throw by Love.
Love looking to the end zone. Caught, touchdown, Isaiah Hamilton. 16 yards, and the Spartans get a takeaway and turn it into a touchdown.
Doesn't get any better than that, Carter. Going to be a simple wheel route from the slot position. The beautifully thrown football one-on-one coverage against Jordan Happel. And you see Bachmeier, who's glad to be back, but not having the best of nights here. Huge turnover leads to a touchdown, and Boise's in trouble.
Brent Brennan with a smile on his face. San Jose State is dropping the hammer on Boise State in the first half. Up by 10. You better stop the fight. 21st ranked Boise State on the road in trouble here in San Jose. Down by 10. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, scores and highlights. First half highlights and stats, and a full recap on a consequential. You look at the group of 5 potential representative in the New Year's Six, a lot of movement this weekend, beginning with Appalachian State's loss to Georgia Southern. Cincinnati on CBS Sports Network pulls it off against ECU 46-43, and Memphis hangs on in a shootout to beat SMU.
That really helps Boise State because SMU was undefeated. Seems like the pressure is mounting on all these group of 5 teams that would love to get that coveted spot in the Cotton Bowl.
Another short kickoff. Here's the adjustment. Shakir handles this one after the fumble, so Shakir gets out to the 32. Back into more sure hands for the Broncos. Let's go back to the TD.
Well, first of all, Boise State only rushes 3, but here's Hamilton right here. He's going to come up and then run a wheel route and end up being one-on-one coverage with Jordan Happel, who doesn't play it well. A little bit of a rub there, but he turns his head looking at the football. There's no chance he's going to be able to turn around and affect that play on the football. He turned around and looked at his defense and said, hey man, I kind of wanted some help, but then quickly realized he just misplayed it for the easy touchdown.
Best offensive possession of the night for the Broncos ended in an INT. Bachmeier back to the air, back to Hightower. Why not? He had a chance to break that one. Down to near the 31. Shelton finally makes the stop. Gain of 36.
It's going to come in from the left side of your screen on a slant route. Very soft coverage. San Jose State not wanting to get beat just did because they were too conservative.
Final minute of a first half dominated by San Jose State. Bachmeier looking to the end zone, incomplete. Looking for C.T. Thomas. There is a flag down in the backfield. Pressure from Cade Hall.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 92, defense, 15 yards, adverse spot, automatic first down.
Boy, in a hurry, Boise State now marching 15 more yards here. There's Hall and Bachmeier. Yeah.
That's just a foolish penalty. Adding insult to the injury of the big play to Hightower. Cade Hall has to be better than that. We sat down with him yesterday, was talking about how important this game is, but these are the moments where you have to maintain your composure.
Well, clearly in Sack's field goal range now. They've taken it inside the 20. Broncos want to put it in the end zone. This is where Bachmeier threw the pick. Last possession. Quick hitter. Incomplete. That's Butler, and a miscommunication there between Killian Butler and Hank Bachmeier. Fortunately, that's just an incompletion. 2nd and 10.
That time, San Jose State brought edge pressure, so Bachmeier had to throw the football right away. Coming off this outside edge, he makes the right throw. It's a boundary blitz, so the safety's got to go over there. But Killian Butler and Bachmeier not on the same page for the interception, so the pressure there smart and effective.
41 seconds, but 3 timeouts for the Broncos, so plenty of time. Bachmeier to the air, complete, goes back to Butler, makes the grab, gets out of bounds, 37 seconds, gain of 5. Shelton there in coverage. 3rd down here for the Broncos.
Really tight, aggressive coverage that time by Shelton. And if you're San Jose State, this is where your pass rush has to come to life. You're in the red zone. You know the football is going to be coming out quickly, but you've seen Bachmeier's legs before, so stay in your rush lanes.
Holani pushing inside the 10. Holani trying to fight. Latu ends up making the stop, and a big spot coming. Got a timeout for Boise State.
The first of the half, 30-second timeout.
It's interesting, Carter, with that last play call, it almost seemed like Boise was playing for the field goal. That was extremely conservative there. But now, because it's 4th and 1, it's decision time. You get this ball back to start the second half. So this is a heck of a decision that Brian Harsin has to make. We've already seen them be aggressive on 4th down on this very side of the field and punch one in. I say you dial it up again and go for it.
Bachmeier has the
and the reason why you go for it here is Boise State has 2 timeouts, and they can get the first down here. So this isn't their last play. This isn't do or die. If you get it and get a yard and a couple inches, you get a fresh set of downs. You get this on a run play or stay in bounds, you immediately take the timeout, keep one in your back pocket to kick the field goal. But Boise State electing to be aggressive here, and I like it.
Pistoni at fullback, Holani behind him. 4th and 1, Bachmeier sneak, easily has it. We got a flag before the 4th and 1.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 76 offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, 4th down.
Oh, a consequential false start, and now the kicking unit will come on.
It's right guard and left tackle. Keep your eye right here and right here. Both move. This is something with miscommunication between the quarterback and the snap count. Not a terrible amount of people here, but what a crucial penalty to force this field goal.
Sacks from 30, and it is good, but it is 3 on the board rather than a chance at 7 for the Broncos, and 24 seconds left in the half, and San Jose State is going to take a lead to the locker room against 21st ranked Boise State.
Brent Brennan's got to be feeling good. about his team. His defense gets a hold and forces a field goal, but how good does he got to feel about his offense? Look at this. The first 13 games all time against Boise State, only 16.7 points. Tonight, 24. Better in almost every category: pass yards, total yards, and of course, first downs with 2 more quarters to play.
This is the first half. I mean, that's how much better. I mean, when Brian Harsin said 100 times better than what you saw in the last couple of years from San Jose State, I mean, that was...
Spartans have 320 yards of offense at halftime, plus whatever they elect to do here, which is hopefully kneel it if they're playing smart. But the Spartans really confident in playing well here in this first half.
First meeting between these two since 2016, but you're in a conference with somebody, everybody watches tape, you know what's going on, even if you don't have a direct opponent. So San Jose State, the Bronco kickoff unit was thinking that they were going to head to the half. Still got 23 seconds. And you would anticipate San Jose State probably takes a knee. Never know, though. Never know.
No. And what's interesting is that Boise State gets this ball back to start the second half, but the Spartans will be joined by their leading sacker, pass rusher, the heart of this defense, Jesse Osuna, who will be eligible in this second half after sitting out the first half with a suspension due to the targeting penalty a week ago.
So Love takes a knee, and San Jose State 24 on the board in the first half. Only Florida State's 31 to open the year against Boise State. More allowed. But we know how that one ended in Tallahassee with a Bronco comeback. Down by 7 at the break tonight in San Jose. The Spartans have brought the fight to Boise State. 24-17 at the break. Late night in the Bay. San Jose State seeking its first ever win over the Boise State Broncos. 24-17 at the half. Carter Blackburn, Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell. 7-point lead for San Jose State, and they played very well.
They certainly played well on both sides of the football. But to me, Carter, the real story has been the Spartans' defense tonight. 3 sacks in that first half. Bachmeier was under pressure for most of the game, and it led to this interception. This defense has been amazing all season long, 20 takeaways. But it really has been Josh Love on the offensive side of the ball, using his legs there, but been masterful. Almost 300 passing yards in this first half. The Spartans are wheeling and dealing.
Let's take a look at the TGI Fridays first half stats. The first downs, dominant for San Jose State. Avery Williams had the 66-yard punt return for a touchdown, so you have only 1 offensive touchdown in the first half for Boise State. Brian Harsin said they wanted to get back to running the football in just 17 rushing yards in the first half against a San Jose State team who statistically is one of the worst versus the run in college football. So you would think if that was the commitment in the first half for Boise State against Brent Brennan's San Jose State Spartans, you would see a whole lot more commitment here to begin the second half. Chris Wood kickoff. They have kept it out of the hands of Hightower. Bobbled again, recovered at the 30-yard line. Broncos get on top. Let's check with Jenny.
Well, I spoke with Coach Harsin. He said we need to get back to that physical football. I said, what do you need to do in the second half? He said, first drive, we need to score. He said, we're hurting ourselves in the run game. And really, defensively, it's simple. Don't fall down and do your job. Their main focus as well is getting a takeaway. He said, we haven't done that in way too long. Now, remember also for San Jose, their best pass rusher, Jesse Osuna, is back after missing the first half of tonight's game when he was serving that targeting suspension from last week against Army. So a huge boost for the Spartans, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. That's a big one. Those numbers versus Army. 15 tackles, 2 sacks. And he was ejected in the fourth quarter for targeting. Holani, first and 10, just like we expected. There's Osuna on the stop.
Just an incredible job coming off the outside line of scrimmage. Watch the guys get off in his motor. He's up at the left of the screen. He beats the tackle Ezra Cleveland, but he stays alive, dives over another defender to make the tackle. And that's what he's brought to this defense all season long.
So you're right, AT. Gain of 6. Give it to Holani again. First 2 plays of the second half. Broncos run it. This one goes for maybe a yard. Cade Hall leads the Spartan defense to force 3rd down.
Excellent job by Cade Hall of keeping his outside arm and leg free. Beat the offensive lineman with no push on the line of scrimmage. And take a look at the first half possessions. First drives, 9 plays, 2 punts. Last 3 drives, they had some success, but it all depends on 3rd down, something Boise's typically been pretty good in all season long, but been a little bit challenged here this night.
And the Spartans coming into this night, only 4 teams worse in the country on 3rd down defensively. Holani has it on the right side. Holani driven back. Osuna in there on the stop with Kyle Harmon. And it will be a 3-and-out. 3 running plays, and the Spartan defense holds to force the punt.
Great job by Harmon coming on the backside. Slow flow scrapes, comes unblocked, but everybody doing their job up front. That is not what Brian Harsin was talking about in the way that he wanted to start this second half. Sparty wins again.
Second 3-and-out, and Velasquez has been inconsistent. Had a 22-yard punt in the first half, had a 20-yard punt in the 4th at BYU. Gets into this one pretty good. Gaither calls for the fair catch, grabs it at the 25-yard line. Jesse Osuna making his presence felt immediately and gets a big hug from his head coach.
Oh, man, he is what Brent Brennan wants for this team. He defines and epitomizes toughness, physicality, but he's athletic. He's type of a throwback thumper. He plays the game with one speed. We were talking to him yesterday. He was like, hey, some guys say, yeah, I like contact. Football's a contact sport. Osuna loves contact. He genuinely loves the physicality of this sport, which is why he's so successful.
You don't want to overhype this 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter, but that was huge for the Spartans to get the 3-and-out. And now Love hit as he throws again. Downfield, it is almost picked. Dropped. Havel had hands on it, but could not bring it in after Weaver applies the pressure.
Weaver coming off that outside edge, and Love throwing off his back foot. Once again, the defensive backs almost making a play on the football. That's Jordan Happel, got beat for the touchdown earlier. This play's designed for Love to roll out, but he rolls right into the pressure and almost throws an interception.
Broncos have just 4 INTs on the year. Robinson across the 30-yard line, gets out to the 33-yard line. Yeah, that note from Brian Harsin about we need a takeaway, haven't had one. Just 4 INTs this year. The guy who's not playing tonight, Keikoa Nawahine, has 2 INTs and 2 fumble recoveries. I mean, other than Nawahine, the Broncos just have not been getting takeaways.
Only 10 coming into this game, 0 against BYU. They lost a turnover battle, -2, and that's why they lost the game. They're losing it here again tonight.
Love, play action, looking for Gaither downfield, tipped incomplete, flags down. So Gaither tangled up in coverage with Avery Williams. A little safety help from DeAndre Pierce, but clearly flags coming on Boise State.
A lot of contact down the field. Gaither, their most explosive player, can take the top off of defense. Boise trying to challenge, but being a little bit too physical in the process. And Avery Williams, who got a pass interference a week ago, might have earned himself another one here.
Pass interference, number 26, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And I got to be honest, Carter, to me that looked like mutual interference. Gaither was trying to extend his arm and push off. You see Avery Williams right there, the back judge, looking at the contact, but to me, that was about the same amount of contact. That's a play that you could easily let go. I think San Jose State, the beneficiary there for what just looked like 2 guys playing for the football.
And 2 officials threw the flag as well. May or may not have been. Pressure coming on first down. Love, quick release to the outside. Gaither has the grab, sprinting around on Williams. That's a gain of 11, taking it to the 40-yard line for Bailey Gaither. So right back to the senior Paso Robles. Here is tonight's quarterback comparison, brought to you by Sonic. And as you would expect, Josh Love has All the good numbers on his side. The one INT, consequential for Bachmeier. On 1st and 10, Love to the air again. Here comes another flag. Gaither locked up with Jalen Walker this time. It looks like a flag on Walker.
I love the aggression from Boise State defensively. They're challenging these receivers who've had a ton of success tonight, but they're being too aggressive and costing their team.
Pass interference, number 15, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You got to settle down. If you're Boise, you got to settle down. This is a small part of the field. You have some athleticism out on the perimeter. You have to use it. Keep your eye at the bottom of the screen. Just completely jams up. And what's unfortunate is that should have been an incompletion. Gaither and Love were not on the same page there. That was unnecessary.
Robinson takes it on 1st down. Robinson is upended as he comes through. DeAndre Pierce, Antonio's son, Long Beach Poly, makes the stop.
Guard, I thought and think Kevin McGibbon, the offensive coordinator, is calling a heck of a game tonight. He hasn't abandoned the run. His offensive line, coached by Joe Bernardi, doing their part against a pretty good front seven. Extreme balance. They're dialing up plays that they feel confident in. They're spreading it around. Been very fun to watch here this first half.
Pressure off the edge, picked up. Love, release, incomplete. Walker, Williams coming around on Trey Walker in coverage. That's a good pickup by Robinson.
Excellent job there, but Avery Williams with beautiful coverage here. In phase, times it beautifully. Williams uses his left arm to knock this ball away right as it gets to 10.
So after 30 yards of pass interference, that one goes, and it's 3rd and 7. First 3rd down on this drive by San Jose State. First possession of the second half after the Broncos went 3 and out. Love flings complete to the outside. That's Foley who makes the grab.
Now here's what's interesting, Carter. You've got a pretty dang good field goal kicker. Yep. This is going to be a 4th and short, but San Jose State electing to kick it. Boise's been quite a bit more aggressive. They have more confidence in their offensive line running the football than San Jose State does. But Mercurio, unbelievable game a week ago, tied the school record for 4 field goals made against Army. Been perfect here so far tonight as he attempts his 35-yarder to add to what's already been a pretty dang good last couple of games for him.
He's made 11 straight. Leading scorer in the Mountain West. Good hold, and the kick is good. 3 more on the board for San Jose State. Brent Brennan Spartans, they've won at Arkansas, at Army. Now can they finally beat the Broncos?
I think a win over Boise State would be huge. Would be a big spark for the program.
Obviously, 0-13, that's a lot of games to go without a win against another program. If we get that win, it'll just show the progress that we've been making over these couple of years.
And a win against a team like that would be program changing, in my opinion.
You know, sometimes head coaches shy away from making statements like that. Brent Brennan to say program shifting win, and that's it would be.
It's already, the program's already shifted. What the win tonight would do would just be to put an exclamation point on what you can easily see on film. Boise staff saw it before tonight's game. They're seeing it during the game now. But good teams turning the corner have to find ways to finish. There's a lot of time left in this game, and Boise State will make you pay if you're not disciplined.
Grabbed by Butler, and Butler breaks it to the outside of the 35, across the 40. Butler's going to take it across the 50-yard line. So again, the Broncos shifting there to get the ball in the hands of some of their playmakers, as San Jose State has refused to kick it deep. So Butler sets him up with a 27-yard return.
Jordan Cobb's 44 misses a tackle there, and Butler does the rest. I just said, if you're not disciplined and do what you need to do, Boise can make you pay. And Butler proves me right pretty dang quickly.
So trying to keep it out of the hands of Hightower, and then the Broncos bring Shakir and Butler in as upmen on kick return. Only possession of this second half, 3 and out. All three of them running plays, trying desperately to establish the ground game. Toss it again. Holani on 1st and 10. Holani inside the 40-yard line, inside the 30. Takes a pop as he gets to the 26-yard line. Here comes a flag, and this is going to be looked at. 19-yard gain. And flag is thrown, and we'll get the official call, but I think we...
Personal foul, targeting number 11, San Jose.
Oh, boy.
15-yard penalty be added to the run. Automatic first down.
It's Jesse Osuna again.
This plays under further review.
Missed the first half because of targeting in the fourth quarter at Army. Now in the third quarter, Osuna is called for targeting.
Now remember, this will be reviewed, and if it is, it either has to be confirmed or overturned. But to me, it's not the part of targeting that's on a defenseless player because Holani's carrying the football, but it is the crown of the helmet. The old spearing rule where Osuna is going to be forced to leave this ball game. That is textbook. If you use the top of your head, it's a dangerous football play. And Osuna is going to have to leave the game after only being in for 1.5 series.
That's crown top of the helmet.
That's what it looks like.
And can't let this stand. Has to be confirmed, but would be back-to-back games. Jesse Osuna ejected in the second half for targeting.
Talked about how much he loves contact, but you have to be smart, keep your head up, see what you hit. It's not the defensive player, it's the forcible contact with the crown of the helmet. It's literally the old spearing rule.
Right.
Where you drop your head. He did it against Army into the midsection of the quarterback.
Right.
Had no contact whatsoever with the helmet, but because it was the crown of the helmet, he had to leave that ball game, missed the first half of this. And this is going to be confirmed, and he's going to miss this in the first half of the game next week against Hawaii.
And the other part of that rule and the rule book, both of the targeting rules in the book say when in question, it is a foul. And I mean, that's part of the whole targeting initiative is throw the flag, and here's the call.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 11 is disqualified for the game.
Back-to-back games, Jesse Osuna targeting in the second half for San Jose State.
4 minutes and 51 seconds he's played in this ball game before he's forced to leave again. Now, if you're San Jose State, you have to be careful here. You can't let that deflate you. He's your leader. He's excited, but you can feel the energy in the stadium has completely left. The Spartans have to find a way to ramp back up, and if you're Boise State, you got to strike while the iron's hot. Here's an unbelievable opportunity for you to get yourself right back into this game.
Second in as many weeks, third targeting ejection this year on Jesse Osuna. Played just 4 snaps. Faked the reverse to Hightower. Holani keeps it. Holani diving towards the first down. Ezel had him wrapped up on the edge, but Holani with an individual effort. He gets to the 6. It's a gain of 7. Good effort by Holani.
Good effort by Holani, and great job by Ezel staying home. Good with his eyes in the backfield. They faked the reverse, but he stayed out there on contain and limited and prevented the touchdown. Boise's so creative with their play calling, shift trades, and motions down here. You have to be at your best because Boise will hurt you.
Toll-free, Aguayo, Harmon now carrying the loaded linebacker. Holani on 2nd and 3, touchdown Boise State. The commitment to keeping it on the ground that the Broncos wanted to enter tonight with finally pays off with a rushing TD for George Holani.
And it was Jake Steets, the left guard, filling in for Molchon tonight, who does a great job of the combination block coming up on the middle backer. That is the key block that allowed that to be successful. Credit this coaching staff for Boise State and Zach Hill, the offensive coordinator, to your point, Carter, sticking with the run, and it pays off, and that's how you finish drives.
Holani had only 1 rushing touchdown in his career, 2 tonight. And the true freshman bringing Boise State back. So you get another targeting call on Jesse Osuna. A 19-yard rush by Helani, and he gets to take it in. Touchdown, Broncos.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Sonic, home of the Junior Garlic Butter Bacon Burger. By Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Book now at bestwestern.com. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Spartans did some very serious pumpkin carving. That's the moon. Do you keep the pumpkin seeds and roast them after you go jack-o'-lantern?
It's almost more fun to me to do that than actually carve the pumpkin.
Right, the pumpkin seed, the roasting, cumin, salt, pepper.
Yeah, I'm not a cumin guy. I love
You're not
cumin.
a cumin guy?
I go salt only on pumpkin seeds.
Interesting. That is a wrinkle. That is, might be a feature for Delicious. Ziegler, big pop as he gets to the 20-yard line. Loose football, like you said, AT. Broncos think they have it.
Multiple times we've seen muffs on punts and kickoffs.
Oh, San Jose State keeps it. The Spartans keep the football despite the fact the Broncos thought that they were coming away with it. You can see the clear indication San Jose State has recovered this fumble on the kickoff. Somehow at the bottom of the pile they adjudicate that out, that Ziegler apparently got back on top of the football.
Zamori Ziegler. That ball's clearly out on the ground, and there's a fight for it. Ziegler comes up with it, but excellent job by the coverage team of Boise State, who started this game. Washington doing the nice job of forcing that fumble. Talking with Brian Harsin this week. Felt like they flinched against BYU. Said the backups did in the game what they had been doing during practice. Really challenged them to open their hearts, lock in, and figure things out.
Flag down.
Might be a false start. It's something we're seeing all across college football. The late stem with the defensive lines moving at the last minute to draw the offensive linemen offsides to get the false starts. It's very hard to hold your water, as we say in the offensive line, when you see movement by the big guys in front of you.
Cal McNeil is going to go talk to Brian Harsin. I think Brian Harsin was pretty convinced they had that football, but boy, good luck trying to find a clear picture at the bottom of that pile. The call on the field, obviously San Jose State recovers. See if we can get an explanation.
Boise does not call a timeout. First down.
There's your explanation.
There we go.
There is no flag.
Okay.
What I liked what I saw there out of Harsin is he was composed. If he did feel like his guy had the football, he didn't lose his cool. That's so important to have that demeanor on the sideline. That's what he wants from his players. Don't panic. Just simply execute and do your job. You don't have to make the great play. Just eliminate the bad one. And Boise State has a chance to do here that in the second half.
We can just summarize all that as nothing happened. Look, tipped and incomplete. Batted. Weaver scoops it up. I mean, that was kind of close to a lateral. And so that's a consequential call that it's a forward pass, tipped and incomplete, rather than batted and a fumble.
Here's Weaver right here at the top of the screen. He flares out like he's going with the back, but he just stays alive, watches the quarterback's eyes. He's locked in on him, sees it going, times his jump perfectly, gets that big right paw on the football.
And barely a forward pass. So Weaver makes his presence felt. 2nd and 10. Love hands. Robinson slips through. Robinson gets popped by Jordan Happel, who's playing in place of the injured Kekoa Nawahine.
Been a mixed night for Happel's. Made some great plays, gave up a touchdown, but he's been playing really tight coverage, but unfortunately there's a Spartan down on the ground that's being tended to.
It's Robinson, Kyrie Robinson, who took that hard hit from Happel, who was down for San Jose State. The true freshman went to De La Salle.
Go Spartans. Great cut.
You mean the De La Salle Spartans?
That's right, baby.
Oof. And you can see the left leg, left knee being worked on for Kyrie Robinson.
Yeah, appears to be in some pain. That manipulation there is where they check the ligaments. He's tender, but it's a very good sign that Robinson's up and walking off with a little assistance, but able to put weight on it is always positive.
So with help from the training staff, Robinson limps off. So Robinson's 5'8". It kind of been a speed back, and then Packer the more physical back. And also used Isaiah Holiness in the first half, so we may see more reps from him. For now, it's Packer in the backfield for 3rd and 4.
Packer really came alive in the second half of that game against Army.
Love 3rd and 4. Pressure. Release is incomplete. Dragging over the middle, Hamilton, the intended receiver. Both Hatada and Weaver put the pressure on Josh Love, and the Spartans go 3 and out.
It's going to be some outside pressure here off the outside edges. The pocket just collapsed. Love's been doing a good job of evading that. He tries to step up, but Weaver's right there. He just, as you're falling away, you don't have enough zip and pressure to put it on the football. And San Jose State has completely lost the momentum that they started the second half with.
Broncos nearly got it blocked. Shakir is back. Shakir has it at the 33, steps out of bounds at the 35. Broncos were coming after it, but now Boise State has a chance to take the lead midway through the 3rd quarter. Down by 3 with the football.
Welcome back to San Jose. The Spartans are up 27-24. And as you can see, I am now standing on the visiting sideline. And right behind me is a large grassy hill. There's no stands. There's no fans. It's complete silence over here. This creates a pretty unique environment in college football, and something that coaches said might affect the game. I actually spoke with head coach Rocky Long from San Diego State, and he typically doesn't make any excuses for his team, but they came out here and they struggled against the Spartans, and he said that might have had to do with the stadium. Now, Coach Harsin made it a point to show his team footage of the stadium. He didn't want his team to be surprised by the change. He told me sometimes you go into venues, there might not be a ton of fans, not super exciting, and you play to the level that's around you. Guys, he said, this is different, but we can't let it affect us.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, Alani in the backfield here on 1st and 10. Now, there's been a lot of other things that happen to the football game just beyond a weird sideline, but because the structural issues here at what is now Sefq Stadium, home of the Spartans, they had to just do away with that part of the stadium and rebuild it at a later date. But as for right now, there's nobody over there.
One of the challenges of being on the road is that athletes are creatures of habit. So you get to these unique environments, it does take you a while sometimes to get adapted.
Broncos starting to find their feel in the run game. Here's a reverse. Hightower looks like he wants to toss it. Nowhere to go downfield, so he tucks it and sprints and is close to a 1st down. Didn't get to toss it. Aguayo runs Hightower down. It will be 1st and 10. Hightower got enough with a good decision.
Good coverage downfield, so he had nowhere to throw the football. So very good coaching here and very good decision by him, just being an athlete. He should have been tackled there, but he wasn't. He keeps it alive and moves the sticks.
We have not seen Chase Cord in the game for Boise State. Started in Bachmeier's place. They've rotated the quarterback. That's Shakir on the edge on the screen. Butler blocking for him. Shakir has a 1st down inside the Spartan 35-yard line. Wrestled down by Brandon Ezell. That's a gain of 18 on the screen.
I really feel like Khalil Shakir is the best all-around receiver. He had a great catch against Florida State to bring Boise State back within 5. Really seems like when the Broncos need a spark play, 2 is there to deliver.
Give it to Holani again on the right side. Holani gets 3, maybe 4. Aguayo again there on the stop on George Holani, who was carrying the load for the Broncos tonight. Again, Robert Mahone out, knee injury. Seen Andrew Van Buren get some snaps, but it has been George Holani. But Brian Harsin says George Holani practices as hard as anyone he's ever coached. That is quite a compliment for a true freshman.
Especially coming out of this program.
This is Van Buren on 2nd and 7 as Holani gets a break. Van Buren moves the chains. Aguayo there on the stop. 10 more on the ground. And the Broncos, I mean, we said it last drive, but say it again. Zach Hill, offensive coordinator, committed to running.
Boise starting to get lathered up now. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. There's 3 parts to a block: the contact, the sustain, and the finish. And Boise executing the first 2 phases very well here.
Van Buren takes it. Van Buren running behind Garrett Larson and Jake Stetz, who got the start at left guard in place of the injured John Molchon. Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. So 3 trips, 2 touchdowns for the Broncos, and have actually had 10 of the last 14 trips into the red zone have resulted in touchdowns. So improvement after Boise State settled for a lot of field goals early in the season.
Quite the improvement over BYU, where they got outscored 21-0 here in the 3rd quarter.
Bachmeier, heavy pressure coming, 2nd and 5, off play action. Leonard chasing Bachmeier from behind. Flag is down as Bachmeier goes near the goal line. He is in for a touchdown, but we will check the flag.
I think it's going to be holding up front.
Holding. Number 79, offense. 10-yard penalty from previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
It's Eric Cavedo going to get a hold of Kyle Harmon, number 45, the backer that was running through and pressure. Keep your eye on the right side of your screen right there. He's going to hold him. Right before it went out of the picture, you could see that he had a hold of him, which is unfortunate because Bachmeier does a beautiful job running the football. That hold negated a touchdown, and now Boise State's trying to convert this going uphill.
And remember, Bachmeier coming back from the hip injury, suffered versus Hawaii October 12, missed the BYU game, bye week last week. So the health of Bachmeier is still a concern. On 2nd and 15, screen, Thomas busted and dropped. Aguayo and Darden there on the stop. That's Hadari Darden, who is playing in place of Jesse Osuna after another targeting ejection.
Great job of just coming up inside and beating the tight end, Garrett Collingham, to make that great open field tackle.
To make it 3rd and 15.
San Jose State came into this ball game last in the Mountain West, 49.6% in this exact situation.
On 3rd and 15, Bachmeier chased from behind again. He takes off, sprints ahead, takes on contact inside the 10, pushing the pile. It is a 1st down, and Bachmeier picks it up himself, and he is not afraid to fight back against this defense. Leonard popped him, and Bachmeier just kept it rolling.
This kid is awesome, man. To do that as a true freshman, especially coming off an injury. Remember, it was a scramble just like this against Hawaii that he had the hip injury and missed their game against BYU. But when the game's on the line, the dude finds a way to make a play. Drops his shoulder, head pops off, keeps his legs going, and moves the sticks, man.
He's going to get a break. Chase Cord is in. 1st and goal. Cord's first snap. He's going to pull it with Pistone blocking on the edge. Cord turns the corner, dives, and he is in for a Bronco touchdown to give Boise State the lead. Chase Cord takes it in. Broncos on top.
Great play call that time by Zach Hill. the momentum all Boise, and a big reason why is the quarterback Chase Cord played valiantly, but Zach Hill has to feel good about the way his offense has started this second half. The momentum all Broncos here in the third quarter.
Sacks PAT is good. Boise State, a flag down.
Going to be launching and leaping. Can't leave your feet and make contact to try to block a kick.
Offsides, number 12, defense. That penalty is Clyde. Points are good.
I was with you. That's kind of a break for San Jose State. It would have been 15 yards on the kickoff and change field position. Bachmeier picks up 18 on 3rd and 15, and then Cord comes in. So Chase Cord into the end zone, but Hank Bachmeier there to celebrate. Tomorrow it's an NFL on CBS doubleheader as the Colts try to silence the Steelers in Pittsburgh, or Tennessee clashes with Carolina, followed by Rodgers and the Packers on the road against the Chargers. It all begins with JB and the guys on the NFL Today at noon Eastern on CBS. So Green Bay at LA, Rodgers back in Cali, representing Chico, California.
California through and through.
Like you, right?
Man, baby. Born and raised. Lived at 435 West MacArthur Boulevard till I was 8 years old here in Oakland.
Velasquez kick, will let it roll through by Ziegler. That'll be a touchback. Spartan football to the 25. And here are tonight's Geico difference makers.
Well, it's pretty easy. John Hightower, 4 catches, 107 yards. Look at that average.
That's a difference maker. No
tugs yet, but man, when they need explosion, he's brought it. When you take a look at the other side, what can you say about Josh Love? 21 of 39, over 300 yards and a touchdown. Also had a rushing touchdown. Don't use his legs a whole lot, but when they needed him, he found a way to do it. If San Jose State's going to take the lead again, make no mistake about it, 12's going to have to be at his best.
Love takes a deep shot on first down. Downfield, Walker has it again. Another huge play for Trey Walker. It's on Avery Williams. Love to Walker all night.
Said Love was going to have to be at his best. The play action, he steps back and look at the air underneath the ball. But what allows Walker to catch this ball is the push off right there. Avery Williams in relatively decent position, but the separation created by Walker's push off allows for the huge gain to start this drive.
170 receiving yards tonight for the junior from Inglewood. And Love, incomplete. He was looking for Walker or Deese again. Now, that is Hank Bachmeier in the Boise State injury tent. By nature, you can't see a lot because of the injury tent, but Bachmeier, now he will reemerge.
Wants the ball so that he can throw it. Going to be warming back up. That's an indication that we may see him again.
So took that big hit on the 18-yard rush that set him up for 1st and goal. And one snap, Cord comes in, touchdown, and Bachmeier, good news for the Broncos, warming up again on the sideline. Packer gets the carry. Packer inside the 25-yard line, moving the Broncos with them. I mean, he took 3 Bronco defenders, including Dimitri Washington, for a gain of 12.
This is a Spartan team that coming into tonight only rushes for 85 yards per game, only 3.3 yards per carry, dead last in the Mountain West Conference, but a great job there of Packer evading an unblocked defender in the hole. The downhill runner moves the chains.
On 1st and 10, Love to the air, caught. Foley inside the 5. 1st and goal, San Jose State. Brett Foley makes the grab. Love delivers again. Gain of 19.
Curtis Weaver was in one-on-one coverage here, more known as a pass rusher, but drops off in coverage here, and the tight end's able to get inside of them. And Foley with a nice pickup. Josh Love has been masterful, decisive, knowing right where to throw the football. McGivern, the play caller, has to be happy.
False start. On 1st and goal from the 5.
Killer.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 87, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, we just showed you Hank Bachmeier emerge from the injury tent, and now he is headed up the ramp to the Boise State locker room. So cord warming for Boise State when the Broncos get the football back. But now it's trying to keep him out of the end zone. Spartans.
It's up to the defense now to do their job here at the end of the 3rd quarter.
On 1st and goal. Love throwing, caught inside the 5, short of the goal line, so it will be 2nd and goal. Billy Bob Humphreys makes the catch. And Wickersham leads the Bronco D, 2nd and goal, but they get it back inside the 5.
When you're down here, this is about players, not necessarily plays. Get the ball in your playmakers' hands. Boise's in man-to-man coverage down here below. Let's see if Love looks this way.
Give it to Packer, straight ahead. Packer pushes the pile. He is in for the touchdown. Dejon Packer. Puts the Spartans back on top with less than a minute to go in the 3rd.
Quinn Osland, the right tackle, with a great job with the cutoff block. You see Packer cut right inside of that, but it's his leg drive. We saw him do this earlier in the ball game in this very same situation. There is no quitting him. Packer delivers, and you see his coach, Alonzo Carter, patting him on the head, knowing that the big guy, 21, came through when needed.
Hammer time.
Dropping the hammer.
Mercurio on for the PAT. Boise State had given up only 6 rushing touchdowns on the year. The Spartans have 3 tonight. The PAT is good, making it 34-31. Brent Brennan Spartans drive down and a rushing touchdown for Dejon Packer to regain the lead.
This is just about effort. It's about heart. It's about want to. Osland with the great finish. This team is a different team, Carter. Boise State, the only team that's undefeated in conference. Brent Brennan's club won a single game a year ago. Boise State's a perennial national power. They're the original fly in the ointment. And they've got themselves into a quagmire here on the road, coming off a bye week, no less. It's the 2nd most points they've given up this season. Came into the game only giving up 20.7. San Jose State with 34 and counting.
Here's a troubling stat for Boise State defensively. Before Hawaii scored 37, it was 10 straight games with 30 points or less. And Hawaii, the loss to BYU. BYU didn't score 30, but won that game 28-25. And now 34 on the board for San Jose State. So 2 out of 3 with 30 plus allowed. Butler's going to take it from the 5. Butler gets across the 20 to the 21-yard line. More good defensive coverage by San Jose State. So you go back to October 12th. This is Hank Bachmeier versus Hawaii. A rush takes a big pop. Loss of football on that one, but pretty similar to the play that he just got hit tonight.
Yeah, that was a hip pointer, which is basically a contusion to your pelvis. And this is a very similar situation. Takes a big hit there. You love the toughness, but at some point as a quarterback, you have to be smart and slide when needed.
So here's Chase Cord, who started the last game in place of the injured Bachmeier against BYU. The sophomore hands off. Holani met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. It's another tackle for loss. This one, Cade Hall.
Cade Hall, remember, he had the hands to the face personal foul earlier. I think he's going to be right here on this side. Being disruptive up in that side, to the far right, lined up over the right tackle, just collapses down, keeps his outside arm and leg free there. Coming up huge off that edge.
6th tackle for loss by San Jose State. Shakir is in the backfield. Shakir will take it across the 30-yard line, spinning. That's a first down. Leonard makes the stop, using Shakir in the backfield as a running back now, the Broncos.
Brad Bedell's unit, the offensive line coach for Boise, starting to heat up.
As we head to the fourth, back and forth, San Jose State trying to get its first win over Boise State. The lead headed to the fourth. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Take a look at our Chick-fil-A game summary, and there is a lot to summarize because we have been back and forth. It was a 14-0 start for San Jose State. Look at the explosive plays for the Spartans. They had the lead by 3 here in the fourth. But the good news for Boise State, Hank Bachmeier is back in the game for the Broncos. That is huge.
It's huge, but what he should do is hand the football off, because that's what's been working for Boise State here in the second half.
That was a game plan, but unable to run the football in the first half. Committed to it second half. Bachmeier on the roll, throws. That's Helani. So into the hands of Helani in the pass game. And with a second effort after Leonard misses, it's Helani getting the first down. Rather, it was Leonard to make the stop after Aguayo misses. Gain of 17.
Aguayo misses a tackle here, and there's no pursuit. Great job by Helani to make somebody miss, but then you see the acceleration by a couple of Spartans players. That's not the way they were playing this first half. They've got to settle down, run to the football, play with fundamentals, and find a way to get a stop.
Across the 50. Toss, Helani. Bounces it outside, Helani cuts it back, gets inside the 40. I mean, does that look like a guy who practices hard and running tough here in the fourth?
Harsin called him tough and humble. He mentioned the fact of the road that was a little rocky for him to even be here, what it's taken for him to get here. Man, is he playing like somebody that is grateful to be a Boise State Bronco.
Fake it to him. And now Bachmeier hit as he throws again. Wide open Hightower inside the 20-yard line. Hightower gets out of bounds. Harmon blew up Bachmeier, who is back on his feet, but then a huge completion to Hightower.
This offensive line has given up sacks. A great delayed blitz that time by Harmon, who hits him right as he throws a football, but Hightower is so wide open, keeps his knees off the ground. And we've seen him with the ball in his hands be electric, and he comes up huge again.
Gain of 22. He got Pistoni in the backfield now as a fullback, along with Helani. Bachmeier hands Helani straight ahead, pushing inside the 15-yard line. Alexander on the stop, gain of 5.
This is incredible. Before this drive started, Boise State had 106 rush yards in this second half compared to what it is they had in the first half of 17. The clear difference that has allowed the Broncos to get back in is that they're dialing up the run when they want to.
They've gone 3 for 4 touchdowns in the red zone tonight. Helani. Short gain on second down. Harmon again makes the stop. You'll have third down and very short inside the 10.
Boise's at 40% so far in this situation, a little bit less than what it is they've done. Third downs where they want to be, but red zones, scoring touchdowns when they get down here has been the difference. When they're able to do it, they're successful. When they don't, they're not, like they were a week ago against Boise. I would expect this ball to get handed off.
Bachmeier is going to keep it and get a push from behind to get the first down. First and goal, Boise State.
Or that.
Or a keeper.
And I tell you what, I love the fact that Zach Hill dials up a sneak. when the defense knows it coming. Look at the reset of the offensive line and the movement there. That is just a wall, a mass of people. Zach Hill knows in a situation like that, there's no need to hand it off if you're getting push up front.
Zach Hill called the bye week a mindset week, trying to get back to physical. Holani shakes his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State. And the Broncos into the end zone here in the fourth to regain the lead on the third rushing touchdown for George Holani.
I wonder if there could have been a hold here. Keep your eye on Pistone as he comes down on the backside. A little bit of a tackle there, but you can't deny that the play is blocked extremely well up front, and the run game from Boise State getting them back in this ball game.
Sacks for the PAT, boots it through, flag down.
Offsides, number 23, defense. That penalty decline. The result, points good. Media timeout on the field.
George Holani, one rushing touchdown for the Broncos this year. 3 tonight. Boise State back on top. A century and a half of incredible plays, storybook endings, and groundbreaking broadcasts. Monday night, 8 Eastern, relive some of the memorable moments that took place on CBS with exclusive interviews and stories on Through the Lens of CBS Sports College Football at 1:50 on CBS Sports Network. Now let's take a look at the AP poll powered by Ram Trucks. There's an awful lot of idle up there.
Man, top 10 taking a day off, but Georgia certainly didn't. Huge win in the East there, but the top of the Ram AP top 10 is what we're all interested in. Carter, the last 3 times the number 1 and number 2 AP ranked teams played in the regular season, the number 1 team won it.
Kickoff out of bounds. That'll bring it out to the 35.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball placed at the 35-yard line. First down, San Jose State.
Chance for us to check in with Jenny Dell.
Yeah, an update on Spartans running back Kyrie Robinson. In the third quarter, he needed help walking off the field. Well, since, guys, they wrapped up his left knee with ice, he's limping very significantly here on the sideline, and I would say he is not going back into this game.
That's a bigger challenge for San Jose State. Dejon Packer carrying the load, Isaiah Holiness as well. Best starting field position for San Jose State with the kickoff out of bounds. Get it to the 35. So with Holiness in the backfield. Love to the air. Bailey Gaither has the grab across the 50. He is wrestled down by Jalen Walker at the 46.
Bailey Gaither just coming in from the left side of your screen on the quick slant. Nice job of going through the progression there by Love. And those quick hitting plays inside the safeties behind the linebackers. Been pay dirt for most of the night for Sparty.
After a 19-yard gain, Packer again in the backfield. Love fakes it to him, takes another shot, incomplete. Looking for Gaither again. Avery Williams there in coverage.
Excellent coverage that time by Williams. Love was lucky that he put that much mustard on the ball. Had it been underthrown even a little bit, Williams might have been able to intercept that one. It's been a mixed bag for Avery Williams and the rest of this team. Back-to-back games with pass interference calls. He's a good cornerback. He plays physical. He challenges the receivers. He's in press coverage right here again.
Packer has it. Packer takes it to the 40. Riley Wimpy there on the stop. Flag down.
Might be a block in the back.
Block in the back. Number 84, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. You play second down.
Gaither just trying to make a football play. Got caught up here at the top of your screen right there.
Not a lot of contact, but drew the flag anyway.
So we've seen Josh Love push the ball downfield. Boise in press coverage. Up top. Got some safety help down here at the bottom with Avery in one-on-one.
Love steps up, flings, incomplete. Looked like that was a route broken off by the redshirt freshman Braddock. Pierce there in coverage, but it leads to 3rd and 17.
Braddock's not one of the regular targets here, even though Love spreads it around. But to your point, it was miscommunication. And now, because of the penalty, instead of looking at 3rd and 2, they're looking at 3rd and forever. When you look at the chart on the conversions here, it's right at 21%. 1 out of 5 times when you're 3rd and 15 or more are you successful. Odds are not in the Spartans' favor here.
Heavy pressure coming. Love sacked by Curtis Weaver. The Mountain West Conference all-time leader in sacks has his 31st.
Carter, I thought in real time that could have been a face mask by grabbing the back of the helmet, but Weaver, who's been quiet all night, the all-time Mountain West Conference leader in sacks, gets that right shoulder cap. Love smartly tucks the football and protects it, but 99 came up huge, forcing the punt.
10.5 sacks on the year. Only Chase Young of Ohio State has more. Williams will let it bounce around the 25-yard line. Well, a quiet night for Curtis Weaver. Credit Josh Love and San Jose State for keeping it quiet. But in the 4th, the sack by Weaver. Bronco ball with the lead. Now the Broncos have taking the fight from San Jose State tonight, but they have the lead with 9:53 to go in the 4th. George Holani, and the ground game has been effective in the second half.
Zach Hill doing a masterful job of dialing up the run, everything working in concert. The offensive line staying and maintaining their blocks. Extremely hard running by George Holani, averaging 6.7 yards per carry this offense is here in the second half. Carter, they've scored 21 points and thrown 4 passes.
And that is the commitment to the run. Holani, the beneficiary. 3 touchdowns tonight, had only 1 for the first 7 games of the season. So the Broncos told us we were going to be committed to the run. They stuck with it, and it is now paying dividends. Shakir on the screen game gets a good push across the 30-yard line. But I mean, that's when just about every offensive coordinator we talk to says we're going to be committed to the run. You have to keep calling it even when it's not effective. That's been the case for Boise State tonight, and Zach Hill and Brian Harsin, they have stuck with it.
They got away from it early in the ball game, and credit San Jose State for being a factor in that. But he stayed consistent. He stayed in there, and that's what Harsin was talking about to everybody. He challenged the staff during the bye week as well. We have to stay disciplined, stay and become who it is we are.
There's Holani, and another big hole opens up. He has a loss of football, but it's recovered by the Broncos. Holani puts it on the ground. Little pushing.
Moving on the field is a fumble recovered by Boise State. First down.
Collingham gets on top of it. Shelton forced the fumble, and Collingham there to avoid the turnover.
Keep your eye at the end of this play off the left-hand side of your screen. You might not be able to see in this look, but the offensive line, Eric Cavedo, giving free face massages, getting some of that physicality back to this front.
This is Van Buren, and Van Buren hangs on to the football and hangs on to a couple of Spartan defenders. Darden finally brings him down, but it's a gain of 16 for Andrew Van Buren.
Just a beautiful job, backside block by Jake Steets, and some missed tackles. Good, hard, physical running by Van Buren, and Boise's lathered up.
Van Buren takes it again on 1st and 10. Running behind Cavedo. Hull makes the stop. Just 3 there.
On the P and 10 situations, possession and 10, the first play of drive, Zach Hill's been dialing up a lot of runs, kind of changing things up. But Boise, the rush yards, look at the differences between the first and second half. San Jose State can't run it any half. That's just not the strength of what this offense is, but Boise does, and credit Zach Hill for staying patient.
Alani back in the game for 2nd and 7. Spartans show pressure. Alani and the Broncos just run right into that run pressure. Harmon and Webb combine on the stop to force 3rd down.
It's interesting to me, Carter, watching this game, when Osuna went out, the energy left the stadium. Both sides of the ball, there was some questionable, a flag got thrown, there was no review that was had on the offensive side of the ball. Brent Brennan's team desperately needs a spark play. What better way to do it than for your defense to get a stop here outside of field goal range?
Bastoni and Holani behind Bachmeier. Holani takes it, easily gets the 1st down inside the 35-yard line to move the chains. Ezel there on the stop, but 1st and 10, Boise State. Holani over 100 rushing yards now.
Just a toss sweep with Bastoni being the lead blocker. And Holani, knowing the situation, gets just enough of the yards necessary to keep this drive alive. This is textbook, man. This is beautiful play up front by the offensive line.
So now here's Van Buren inside the 10, touchdown. Broncos 32 yards on the ground for another Boise State rushing touchdown. And the Broncos get a critical late score, a PAT to make it an 11-point game.
Boise State had really struggled to run the ball the last 3 games against UNLV, Hawaii, and BYU, who are all ranked 110th and lower. Well, enter San Jose State, who's among the worst in the country, and it took 2 halves, but they finally figured it out and winning with the physical run game.
Sacks PAT makes it an 11-point lead. A rushing TD on the last 4 drives in San Jose.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Chick-fil-A's new mac and cheese. It's both cheesy and crispy on top. Need we say more?
Broncos trailed by 14 early. Now they're up by 11. Oh, Hammer. It was all of the Hammer mojo early for the Spartans. Again, he's MC Hammer here to support his pal running back coach Alonzo Carter, San Jose State, one of his former backup dancers. That's why Hammer was here, why Hammer is here. But I'm sure he's disappointed to see Boise State up by 11 because Spartans were looking like a good chance to beat the Broncos for the first time. Touchback, let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, you're going to see the defensive lineman come over here. That's going to create a huge gap. It's a misalignment. What that allows is a great combination block up here by the left tackle, Ezra Cleveland, and Jake Steets. And when San Jose State's out of position, Boise makes them pay. So it's a combination of good blocking, but the motion there really gave Derek Odom's unit some problems. And that young man right there, Andrew Van Buren, hit his head on the goalpost and gave Boise an 11-point lead.
Worth repeating, the last 4 Bronco drives all ended in rushing touchdowns. So now the Spartans, with time not on their side, scoreboard not on their side. Love took a big hit, and Love is down. Weaver puts the hit on Josh Love. And Love, who has played so well not only tonight but all of this senior year, took a huge hit.
David Moa got to him. And Weaver folded in on him. It's quite the collision. See Mo with the spin move. Clean hit up top, but at the same time, Curtis Weaver makes forcible contact. And it kind of compromised the lower half of number 12.
Well, the backup Nick Nash was hurt at Nevada, and we did not expect to see Nick Nash, so it would be Alec Trujillo, true freshman, and here comes Trujillo into the game, so forced into action for the first time. Alec Trujillo, true freshman, Exeter, California, San Joaquin Memorial High School. And this is a very difficult spot against Boise State's defense. Just knocked out Josh Love, at least for now, and you're down by 11, and the true freshman QB.
Second and medium, hand it to Dejon Packer.
And here's Packer. Packer slips through. Packer, that's a solid run to get close to a first down. Wimpy and Happel, and after one snap, here comes Josh Love back into the game.
He's really the lifeblood of this team. You see him kind of stretching out, loosening himself up there. He has the capability and the arm and the receiving core to get his team back into this ball game, but they've got to find a way to stretch the field vertically. Third and extremely short here.
Packer's going to take it. Packer has enough for the first down. That is the first third down conversion of the second half for San Jose State.
It's been all Boise. They have completely controlled and dominated the lines of scrimmage and the time of possession here in the second half. Boise's held the ball for 16 minutes so far. So these last 5 extremely important for Josh Love and his offense.
Love to the air. That's going to be pass interference. Williams and Walker locked up. It'll be 15 yards and a first down.
Love knew where he was going right away. Walker stopped to come back to the football. Williams knew he was out of position and got his second PI of the night. That inside left hand. Let's go at the very end. Like, I didn't grab him. Third pass interference penalty, if called, on Williams of the night for Boise State.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on defense. Personal foul, hands to the face, number 55 defense. That penalty's declined. Pass interference, number 26 defense. That penalty is enforced. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Third pass interference called on Boise State tonight. 2 of them on Avery Williams. It's half their penalties have been pass interference.
Got to play smart football. Can't extend drives. This is a 2-score game. San Jose State has 3 timeouts left, so their defense is going to have to get a stop. You're Brian Harsin. You're telling your guys, play smart, get yourselves off the field. We've had some success here in the second half. They have to find a way to rush the passer. But this offensive line's done a pretty good job here tonight so far.
Love releases. Walker holds it in. It's Walker on Williams again, and Trey Walker makes another grab for 24 more for the junior from Inglewood.
I didn't like that move at the end, making the flexing sign, but he is eating Williams up. Williams was interfering with him there, and he just can't do anything. Walker and Love are in sync.
2:03 on the night. Love over 400 passing yards, and give him a few more. Holiness makes the grab. Isaiah Holiness out of bounds, stopping it at 4:39.
The decisiveness of Love is impressive. He knows he's got an open back out of the backfield. Almost picks up the first down. Don't be surprised to see him take a shot here. Second and short.
Clock rolling on the ready for play. Love, it is incomplete. Looking for the back shoulder, looking for Walker. Trey Walker comes up, jawing a little bit, expecting a flag on Jalen Walker that did not arrive.
You hear the boo birds, and I agree with them. There's been a lot of contact, but that ball and where Walker's location was, he was so far out of bounds when that ball got there. I think the officials deemed it uncatchable. Here's Walker now down on the bottom of the screen against Jalen Walker.
3rd and 2. Packer has it. Packer is stood up, driven back. He did not get it. And here comes a flag, and this could be hugely consequential because in an 11-point game,
it's still a 2-score game, Carter, so they can kick a field goal, get a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion, and still tie it up. But you're right, man. Touchdowns are what you want when you get down here.
That's a big call coming.
Huge.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, number 44 defense. Half the distance to go, automatic first down.
It's Riley Wimpy. Came into this game. He's right there, 44. With the late push there, but it almost looked like a swing. But regardless, to your point, a hugely consequential play because it gets a fresh set of downs inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal in a 2-score game with huge consequences.
Love on 1st and goal to the goal line. It is incomplete at last. There were Bronco hands all over that football. Nobody could bring it in. Wimpy had his hands on it. Looked like Washington had his hands on it. I mean, this was just volleyball at the goal line.
Excellent coverage that time by Walker. Wimpy, who just got the penalty, trying to concentrate, can't get it. Almost a game fate-sealing interception that wasn't.
Incompletion, 2nd and goal. Love zips it. Caught, touchdown, Bailey Gaither. A frozen rope, Josh Love to Bailey Gaither with 3:56. A touchdown for the Spartans.
Arm strength is not a problem for Josh Love. That was the play that they needed. And Carter, they're electing to go for 2 here.
Right,
makes it a 3-point game. They got the touchdown because of the penalty that extended the drive. And the Spartans, with the formation shift, looking to get within 3.
On the 2-point attempt. Timeout, Boise State.
Prior snap, timeout, Boise State. Their first timeout of the half. Media timeout.
They were not lined up correctly. It looked like both sides may benefit from that timeout because the Spartans weren't exactly buttoned up for the 2-point attempt. So it's Boise State, Brian Harsin, who uses the timeout prior to the 2-point attempt to try to make it a field goal game. So San Jose State, importantly, with those 3 timeouts. So you can still kick it deep if you want, use the timeouts, try and get a 3 and out. Don't necessarily need the onside kick here with 3:56.
Frozen rope was a perfect description of that football. When we bet with Kevin McGivern, the offensive coordinator, I said, that kid's not afraid to throw it into small windows. Are you kidding me? The arm strength and accuracy necessary to complete that ball is tremendous. And now Brian Harsin knows the significance of this 2-point conversion. This has been an unbelievably fun game to watch, man.
It started 14-0 San Jose State. Broncos didn't lead it until the 3rd. Back and forth. 2-point conversion attempt coming. We will step aside. Out of the Boise State timeout, it's a 2-point conversion attempt for San Jose State to try and get it to a 3-point game.
It's huge because it would allow them to get a field goal, obviously. But because they have all of their timeouts, even if they don't get this, if their defense can get a stop, they'll have plenty of time left to drive the field again. It's about plays. Their best 2 players are up here at the top of the screen. Watch the pick or rub routes up there.
Love will toss it. It is caught two-point conversion is good. Walker hauls it in. Gaither and Walker, exactly what you expected, AT.
It's the easiest play in football. You got your two best receivers. They're up here at the top. You're going to see them come around inside. Just a beautifully designed play. They're stacked, but it basically becomes a snag route, completely busted. Boise State miscommunicates it. It becomes a perfect pick route, and Walker comes up huge once again in this game. Just a beautifully run route. Boise State had no idea what was going on. Complete miscommunication over there on how they were going to handle it. And there was some confusion prior to when they went into motion. The communication wasn't what it needed to be for the Broncos to be successful.
42 on the board for San Jose State. So again, with 3 minutes, 56 seconds, 3 timeouts, you can kick it deep here if you're San Jose State and try and get the stop and get the football back.
Don't kick it too deep. We've seen Boise State be explosive, so you have to have some strategy here. Yes, you do want to pin them deep playing the field position game, but you don't want to kick it in a situation where you allow them to get a return and shorten the field.
You know, they've kept it away from Hightower all night. Now Boise State's going to play this safe, expecting the onside kick.
Great opportunity for San Jose State to get a touchback here.
Wood had an onside kick versus Tulsa. It is an onside kick. It's a dribbler, and looks like Boise State has it. There's a penalty flag down procedure. Shakir gets on top of it.
Smoothly on the field as the ball is recovered by Boise State.
What in the world were they doing kicking an onside kick there?
Offsides, number 33. That 5-yard penalty is added at the spot. First down, Boise State.
The only thing I can think of is they had zero confidence in their defense's ability to stop that offense. You've got 4 minutes, 0 element of surprise in all 3 of your timeouts, and you kick an extremely low percentage play, and now Boise's got the ball at the 40 and could score some points here, potentially putting the game out of reach.
They had a successful onside try versus Tulsa, but, well, here's Halani on the right side. There's the stop. Webb leads the D. There's the timeout called by Brent Brennan, trying to preserve it on defense, but yeah, that's a heck of a gamble.
You get a first down here if you're Boise and can kick a field goal.
San Jose, first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
It still doesn't ice it for you, but just the thinking there with all 3 timeouts, why you would do such a low percentage play, you really put your backs against the wall unnecessarily. Now, to their credit, they got a good stop here on first down. The offense typically wants 4 yards, but the field position game, which is critical here, is in significant jeopardy. I don't understand that call.
You must have had confidence in your onside kicker.
But it's such a low percentage play, and I hear that, and they were successful. You've done a great job of bringing that point up, but maybe too much confidence. To me, that reeks of lack of self-confidence that your defense can get a stop, but now you force them to get a stop on the plus side of the 50.
5, 6, 7, 8.
If you can get the stop.
The farther Boise has to go, the more opportunity there is for your defense to make a play.
Halani on second down, bounces it outside. He is dropped. That is a great open field tackle by Nehemiah Shelton.
Shelton with a huge tackle there.
And there's the timeout, stopping it at 3:38.
Timeout, San Jose State. Their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Old Trapper Beef Jerky, and it is George Halani on the strength of the second half. Halani, 3 rushing touchdowns in the game for the Boise State Broncos.
And 111 yards, and this offense has just exploded here in the second half. 212 rush yards compared to 17 in the first half. And the big reason why is 24 being lathered up, Zach Hill calling run plays, and that's what they're about to do here. We've seen this 2 or 3 times tonight where it's been 3rd and short. They've run sneaks. Let's see if San Jose State can somehow bow their neck and do something they haven't been able to do all season long, and that stop the physical run game.
And it is 3rd and a short 1 yard for Boise State.
This doesn't ice it here, but it certainly increases your chances of winning this ball game if you can pick up these inches.
Holani takes it on 3rd and 1, and Holani has enough. First down, Boise State. San Jose State can only stop it one more time at 3:36, regardless of how this Boise State drive ends. The first down. All but seals it, but I mean for San Jose State with 1 timeout and obviously needing a stop. Broncos are going to take it down to the wire here against San Jose, but a huge 3rd down pickup. Now you can run clock.
Tick, tick, tick.
Holani takes a big puck from Harmon. There's the final timeout. So the best of the group of 5 teams this season. You have Memphis with a win tonight over SMU, and then Appalachian State with a Thursday loss to, there you go, AT. You've simplified it for us.
That's it. Cincinnati's in the driver's seat. We don't know how in the new college football playoff poll they're going to rank these teams. That comes out on Tuesday night. This could be a game changer because they consider strength of schedule, your opponents, your opponent's opponents. Remember, Cincinnati got blown out by Ohio State. So how is the committee going to look at that? If you're Brian Harsin and you win this ball game, which it looks like they're going to do, your job is to be 1-0 every week. Control what you can control, let the dust settle, and everything else will take care of itself. But to get there, you got to win your conference.
Right.
Looks like
Conference
they got a chance
right.
to do, at least knock down the next domino in a game that looked in jeopardy for most of 2.5 quarters. They dialed the run game up, and that's what's been delivering them here in the second half. Over 200 rush yards. It took them a while to get it going, but they found it when they needed it.
Wow, the rush yards, 219 in the second half. Bachmeier hands off. Holani's going to get nothing there on second down, but San Jose State unable to stop the clock now, out of timeouts. Leonard there on the stop. So presently in the Mountain West, you have Boise State in control atop the Mountain Division with the win over Air Force that is consequential. San Diego State all alone atop the West. San Jose State just 1-3 in the Mountain West despite the wins at Arkansas and at Army. Need a stop here on 3rd down.
Boise converts this, the game's over. San Jose State gets a stop. They've got a long, slim chance.
Timeout prior to 3rd and 5. So they
timeout. Boise State, their second timeout of the half, 30-second timeout.
Now you would run the clock all the way down, so it's not a huge timeout because you're not leaving seconds up there, but clearly
Correction,
Bachmeier.
the first timeout of the half.
I'm with you. You're playing the odds here. Getting the playoff was in jeopardy in that situation, but more than anything, you're 5 yards away from winning the game. This has all been boiled down, if you're Boise State, to a single 5-yard play. What's your best 5-yard play to get it done? With the way they've been running the football, hand it off to Holani.
Second timeout.
But we've seen Bachmeier's legs, giving him a 2-way go where it's a simple quick out or running the football himself. Boise State is masterful at running special plays, formationing people, motions, trades, creating mismatches when they need them. Boy, do they need one here, because they do not want to give this ball back to Josh Love, and this Spartan offense has been lights out all night long.
Like I said, San Jose State out of timeouts. You get a first down, and Boise State can take a knee. Well inside that critical 2-minute, 29-second mark. Hightower, give it to him on 3rd and 5. He has the first down. Hightower inside the 10. First and goal, Boise State. And the Broncos can take a knee now if they want a 15-yard run and a conversion for Hightower.
Great play design, just a jet sweep on the motion. Hightower's been electric all night long with the football in his hands. 129 passing yards, reception yards on 5 receptions. And how about Zach Hill in this offense when they needed a play, dialed up a running play to 16 and get it done.
Hightower banged up on that play, 1st and goal. Again, the Broncos can take a knee, but and take it down and hand off. So this is Holani. Holani will take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State. The 4th rushing touchdown of the night for the true freshman from Bellflower, California, George Holani. And Boise State will go to 14-0 all-time against the Spartans and remain undefeated in Mountain West Conference play.
And I like the call by Brian Harsin to go with it. That was an optics move. 52 points. A 10-point win on the road looks a heck of a lot better than a 3-point win, which is what it was before this.
Zach's PAT is good. 5 straight Boise State possessions in the second half end in a rushing touchdown.
San Jose State didn't have any answer. Great move by Holani there. That young man has a chance to be special. Before the game started, we said that Boise State's streak of having a 1,000-yard rusher might be in jeopardy. If Holani continues to run the way that he is, they've got an outside chance at the end of the year to get it done.
Disappointment there for San Jose State. Hard-fought game. You go up 14-0. You lead it at the break. 126 rushing yards. Already showed you everything tonight for George Holani. 6 rushing touchdowns tonight, most since November 2016 versus UNLV. And Holani leading the way. And it was 4 rushing touchdowns for Holani. Last time Boise State had a running back do that was that same game against UNLV when Jeremy McNichols had 4.
The McWeapon.
Touchbacks, Barnes will have it at the 25, 10-point game with a minute 35. This is going to be a Boise State win. And Josh Love and the Spartans brought the effort. You know, they talked a lot about how after the win at Arkansas for San Jose State, they come back and were flat and lost. And then they really wanted to play well. Now, this is going to be a loss for San Jose State, but I mean, they were sharp, especially offensively.
It was a step in the right direction. They weren't flat at all. Where they got flat is when Osuna went down and got ejected again for the targeting. Everything kind of went flat, but they fought. This team knows how good it is, and they're competitive.
Another big hit. And here's another flag down in the backfield, but Weaver hits Love again. Josh Love has taken some hits late in this game.
If this is pass interference, I don't agree with this call.
Pass interference, number 15, defense. 15-yard penalty for previous spot, automatic down.
That's one that should have never been thrown. I thought Walker was in good position there. There was a little bit of contact, but that ball was uncatchable where Walker was. You can understand why they threw it. I just don't agree with it.
Well, San Jose State hoping for a miracle. Minute 31, you need a touchdown, onside kick.
No timeouts. That's going to be tough.
Love intercepted, picked off. Wickersham has it, falls down with the football, and now it's official. Boise State with the football, a 10-point lead, a minute 25 to go in the fourth. Spartans don't have the ability to stop it.
When the defense needed to step up and made a play, they found a way. Both of these teams competed their tails off tonight. Josh Love taking hits, just tries to force the football into too small of a window. And Boise, who had its hands on passes all night long, finally comes up with one.
Just the fourth INT thrown by Josh Love this year. Last was versus San Diego State. And Boise State came into this week really talking to us and everybody else about, hey, we want to run the football, want to get back to physical football, we want to establish an identity. Well, it took them into the second half to do that, but mission accomplished with the 5 rushing touchdowns in the second half on 5 straight possessions. Disappointment after big numbers for Josh Love with 438, most in the Mountain West Conference game this year, but it ends in a pick.
Congratulations to Boise State. They found a way on the road, coming off of a bye week. It wasn't easy, but they rallied. San Jose State competed, Carter, but that decision to make the onside kick with 3 timeouts may haunt this Spartan team, who's 2 games away from being bowl eligible.
So Boise State comes back after trailing 14-0. On the road, a come-from-behind win. That's the way the season began for Boise State and Tallahassee. Take one more knee, and now head out of San Jose with a 52-42 win over the Spartans. But it was all but easy and all but certain until the game's closing minutes. 52-42. Boise State comes from behind to win at San Jose State. Bachmeier's return. So second road win this season after trailing at the half. They did it against Florida State. Now they do it against San Jose State. First time since 2005 the Broncos have had to do that.
Winning ain't easy. Lot to like about Bachmeier. He's a tough kid, got to get smarter. And hats off to Brent Brennan. What an incredible job he's done of turning this football team around. They didn't play great. They made some mistakes. But this is a different football team because of that man right there.
Jenny Dell is with Brian Harsin.
All right, Coach, you wanted to get back to tough, physical Boise football. Do you feel like you did that, especially in the second half of this game?
I feel like we ran the ball in the second half better, and but give them credit. Their offense did a great job. They put up 42 points, and they made it very difficult on us. But we did come out there and we took care of the football, did a better job of that. We ran the ball, which we needed to do, and the physicality was what we were looking for.
And your quarterback, the physicality there, I mean, he went out with an injury, came back in. What can you say about his persistence in this sport?
Well, he's tough. Those quarterbacks, he and Chase both, those guys are tough guys. That's the number 1 requirement for that position. And, they've shown it, and I'm happy those guys are on our football team, and we got to continue that now moving forward.
You spoke about the commitment to the run game and George Lonnie really stepping up. What are your thoughts on the way that he performed tonight?
Well, I thought he performed. I thought Van Buren performed. I thought Coach Hill called a great game of sticking to the run, when you get behind a little bit, and sometimes that's hard to do, but we were committed to it, and everybody on the offensive side across the board did a great job. Very proud of them.
Congratulations on a great win.
All right, thank you. Go Broncos.
94 on the board. MC Hammer taking a knee to pray at the end of this one just to make it today. Boise State 4-0 in the Mountain West, 7-1 on the year. San Jose State falls to 1-4, and Mountain West Conference play 4-5 on the year, headed to the Islands. Once again, our final score: Boise State 52, San Jose State 42. A night all about hammers in San Jose. For Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell, our entire crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send it to Brent Stover and Kevin Carter in our New York studio for Inside College Football.